And we're off to the races, folks. I'll be right back.
Something
All right.
offensive.
Shut the fuck up.
So many offensive things.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to. Oh, right. I remember seeing that guy.
Right?
Yeah, that's in. Yeah, he's in A New Hope. I remember seeing him. Uh, Welcome back to Star Wars Vergence or Star Wars Team Space Vergence. Either one seems applicable at this point. Last session, we did a little bit of retconning. We had you guys pull a couple of personal meetings to kind of establish the dynamics. And finally, the group touched down on Tython. When you got to Tython, immediately you realized that this former Republic bastion is now almost is in a somewhat Cold War zone. There were battleships from both uh, factions circling the planet. You landed on the hemisphere that was currently being controlled by the Republic, and were told to land at Fire Base Echo. You were greeted by Sergeant Lassiter, a loud-mouthed Corporal Lassiter. Got his rank wrong originally. A very loud but somewhat helpful Republic soldier who led you to his immediate superior, far, far, far above immediate superior, General Valhunt, a Basilisk who decided that you were best served getting out of his way and doing something he didn't want to do. Throughout the session, Ned realized one of his sabers was also on this planet, and Krat reached out through the Force and felt a strong pull to the northwest. However, Javen felt a very strong pull to the west as a connection to his saber. Geo and Jules also found out that to the north, across No Man's Land, they were likely to find some form of Sith Warforce. The group currently chose to head west, and that brings us to our current situation.
Pratt almost fooled the commander. Almost.
Almost. But that only counts in lightsabers, thermonuclear warfare, and thermal detonators.
And Tal's negotiations.
If that matters to him, yeah.
The negotiations were short.
They definitely were. So, going forward, may I first have a marching order?
I get the distinct feeling Odo would be in front.
I mean, I would say either Odo or you.
I don't think Odo would let me be in front.
Odo
but...
would definitely not let you be in front.
All right.
I'd be behind Odo.
Odo would constantly ask Z where he's going, but he would not let her be in front.
I think we're doing the same thing that we were doing last time when we were originally walking to the base, to where it's like, you two up front, and then Ned kind of trying to stay in the middle of you two and Krat, who is checking on every single living thing that he comes across, briefly, very briefly, just to make sure it's not the Vergence.
If I don't check, how will I know?
Exactly. And I cannot stress enough, very briefly.
So every very brief encounter you have comes up negative.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing you have encountered on Tython is the Vergence you seek.
I figured.
Cedric, that's my destiny roll, by the way.
Okay, give me one moment to look at it. Okay, awesome.
Now, quick question for the destiny rolls. Are they specific to us? Like, do I personally have a 2 light side destiny roll, or is it a collective?
It is a collective pool the party may decide to use.
Gotcha. So we have 1 light point right now.
No, you have 3.
Oh, the 2 dark ones don't take away from the light ones?
That's correct.
No,
they are for me.
So Thomas, when we choose to use a destiny point, that coin flips over.
I
into
see.
a it's like a constantly fluctuating like level of dark and
So,
light.
Gotcha. All
from
right.
what I am given to understand, you may use destiny points to add a success to a roll after it has happened. You may use them if a skill says it costs a destiny point to activate said skill, or in extreme circumstances, you may ask the DM to spend a destiny point to effectively create a Deus Ex Machina.
So,
However, the
okay,
GM has those same options.
gotcha. So, just for an example, when I was trying to convince the guy that we were looking for another one of me, and I rolled a flat, no successes, no failures, could I have added a destiny point to that to make it a success?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm getting it now. I'm getting it. All right, we can move on.
Very good. All right. So we have a marching order of Odo first, Zeta behind. Who would be the furthest back? Krat or Ned?
Furthest back
Crap.
is definitely going to be Krat.
Yeah, crap, probably.
Ned's basically third in order so that he can keep an eye on the two in front and make sure that Krat doesn't fall behind.
Understood. Perfectly reasonable.
Ned would look
Alright.
at the situation like I have control over everything.
Not control. He's just trying to make sure no one gets lost or separated.
So I tried something a little different for this session. I realized that my descriptions were lacking because I was coming up with most of them off the top of my head, and I actually make some pre-generated descriptions going forward. So hopefully, this will help and help set the mood for what you guys are going into. If you guys will just listen for a second, here is description of the wilderness you're going to find yourself in. The forests all around Firebase Echo are thick and dark, occasional rays of light shining through the boughs of evergreen trees. You landed on the planet during a light winter. The cold isn't too pronounced, but there is a chill sweeping through the air. As you go deeper into the wood, your breath begins to fog in front of you, and the rays of light are fewer and farther between. The light of Tython's twin moons dwindles, and the stars begin to wink out overhead. In the dark, you hear the rustle of branches and the step of twigs as you move through dense, dark undergrowth and evergreen forest. The needle crunching underneath your feet becomes softer, harder to hear, sounds disappearing into the oppressive dark. Soon, it feels difficult even to take a breath, because there is so much black it almost feels like the emptiness of space. Spots of moonlight show through rarely, and even the stars don't seem to twinkle as much as you remember. Going forward, you feel the oppressive feeling of a dark night beginning to settle. You may press on, continuing your search, or you may camp to rest your weary feet and bed down for what might be a long, long night.
Question, Cedric. With it
Yes.
being as cold as it is it actually hard to breathe?
It's not physically hard to breathe, it's more a feeling you get almost. The reason I wrote that was it's getting so dark it almost feels like it being in space and you're not wearing spacesuits. So it's a mental feeling of difficulty to breathe. You're not actually struggling to get breath.
Okay. Odo would probably be the first one to kind of look around and see that basically, without any sort of like guidepost or anything like that, we're not really going to get much of anywhere. Turn back to the rest of the group. What do y'all say about making camp for the night?
We should probably wait so we don't walk headfirst into something stupid.
Agreed, Z.
Do we still have
Odo?
Krat, or did he get lost?
I'm still here, just checking on this plant. It's
Oh,
not
thank
the
God.
Vergence.
I
Shocking.
bite my tongue and not say no shit.
You hear from behind you, Zeta. No shit.
I just like to be sure.
Whatever.
Could I have Odo roll a perception check with several blues, and I'm gonna need to calculate. So between you or Zeta, who has the higher perception?
I have a yellow
This
and
is
a
going to be
green.
an assisted check.
I have
I've
a
got
yellow
3
and a green.
yellows.
Okay, so I would be adding blues to hers, not not the other way around, because she beats me in every regard.
Okay. So Zeta, roll your perception check with 3 blue.
Okay.
It's going to be 2 red, 2 purple, and 1 black.
2 red, 2 purple, 1 black.
That is correct. You're going to be adding 3 blues to your perception skill.
Okay.
1 for each
Trying
other party
to-
member.
Remove 1 black per rank of keen-eyed from perception and vigilance checks.
Perfect. So you'll remove that 1 black.
And I've actually got 2 ranks of that. Does that just remove the 1 black? Does it do anything else?
It removes
It
2
doesn't
blacks then.
it doesn't downgrade it. It doesn't degrade more. It just removes the 1 black that would be a part of that.
Okay.
If you have 2 ranks in it, it removes it twice. That's how that works.
Right. I didn't know if like there was only 1, would it add a blue or something like that. So
No.
No, unfortunately.
worth a shot.
How nice would that be, though?
Worth asking.
Right? Well,
Oh,
okay.
Spend a destiny.
Okay.
Spend a destiny.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Everyone else agree?
I'm good.
Fine by me.
Yeah.
Keep us safe.
Yeah.
All right.
This is a good
You're
start.
choosing to spend a destiny point.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. With 1 success and 1 advantage, you can absolutely make a very suitable camp here. It's not quite a clearing, but it's a sheltered area. The cold doesn't feel quite as dense here. You've found not quite a hovel, but just like a little copse of trees where the wind isn't pushing against you so hard. It doesn't feel as chilly. With your advantage, I will tell you that you see, because your Togruta eyes are just now getting further adjusted to the dark, you see that you aren't the first person to pass this way. There's a set of footprints leading further into the woods.
I point that out. I'm like, someone else has been here.
Any idea how recently?
Is there something I can do to tell?
Yes, there is a skill called survival, which would be more akin to tracking and or nature finding.
Okay.
Would you like to make a survival check?
Could I also use my multi-purpose scanner to like get some reads on it?
Yes, you absolutely would. If so, you can either give Ned the scan, and he can use his scanner with 2 blue from Zeta, or you can have Zeta make the check and get 3 blues from Ned.
What's your survival?
I have no ranks in survival, so would
I'll
you like
roll.
3 blue?
Yes, please.
I basically look back to Ned, and I go, "Hey, Twig, come take a look."
Ned's already there.
And I'm like, "Shit!"
What?
Really, Odo, you must keep more vigilant.
Difficulty?
All right. This will be the same difficulty as before. 2 red, 2 purple, and 1 black.
2 red, 2 purple, 1 black. Double checking. Nope, don't get something for survival. Okay. Can I negate that
All right.
failure?
No.
DM's caveat, that would leave you with only one destiny point and me 4 to play with.
No,
Do
no,
you
like
Yeah.
want to do that?
I thought 2 advantages can be a success.
Yeah,
No.
that was my failing, Julianne. I'm sorry.
Oh.
That's not how that worked. I apologize.
It's all good.
But you do get
Okay.
3 advantages. So, we'll deal with the obvious.
How far
You
we've
see that
come at
there are-
DMing. Sorry.
You
Sorry.
see the obvious that you can't tell how far or how old these are. There's been some sort of either a rainstorm, snowstorm, something has degraded the tracks to a point where you can't tell their age. You know that they aren't a day old, but you can't tell if they're a week old or a month old.
Okay, so they're older. I just can't tell how
They are
old.
older. With 3 advantages, it's not just one set of tracks. There were multiple people headed this direction. However, you're only finding one complete set of tracks. It's like the others sets don't make it all the way.
Like they weren't as deep, weren't as heavy.
Yes.
So I can't tell how old they are, but I know there are multiple sets here, and one of them, the one we can see, is heavier than the rest.
Hmm.
Are
Heavy
you
like
calling him fat?
Possibly.
heavy like my footprint, and I go to the footprint that she points out that's heavy, and I put a deep boot into the ground, and just for comparison, I'm like deep like mine or
The depth is similar, but your foot is much bigger.
huh.
Similar depth, different size. So maybe a. Well, no. I guess I could tell if it was a droid by the shape.
It's not a droid.
Yeah.
As Odo lifts his foot out of the hole, Krat is going to use move to kind of replace the snow back to how it looked. We don't want to disturb nature more than we have to.
Okay, I'm not even gonna call for a force roll on that. I'm just gonna say that happens because that's silly.
I roll my eyes.
Odo like looks at the space because he doesn't necessarily hear what Krat just said. What the fuck?
That is
And he
true.
puts
The fingers were not shown.
yeah, and he puts his boot back like do it again.
Happily. And I raise it back up.
Guys, I think this planet's haunted.
That is Krat.
Oh, you fucking.
You know, Odo,
So-
we should not talk so loud, Odo. We might attract unwanted attention.
Yeah, you're right. Look, I'm gonna go set up a perimeter. Hey Z, how about you go ahead and set up a fire and a campsite?
Yeah, we'll do. Don't have a lot, but figure something out.
Yeah, look, if I see anything that'll help out, I'll radio you.
Alright.
Yeah.
Be careful, please.
You know
It's
me.
easy enough.
We don't need
It's
you
easy
bringing
enough to say
something
you
back.
guys have basic survival gear, hence a plasma torch for lighting a fire. It's easy enough to gather some kindling. There's plenty of pine-esque needles you can gather. Twigs are plentiful. Given it's winter, things will be dead. They might not be dry, so it might take a minute to get warm, but it should be easy enough to set up a fire.
Cedric, do I see anything on what I essentially do for a perimeter is I walk about 25 feet out and just kind of make a big circle around our campsite just to see if not necessarily like trying to find anything, but just making sure nothing's out of the ordinary so we can at least do a regular like, night watch kind of thing.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what check that would be to try and set up a perimeter. So, setting up a perimeter wouldn't really be a check, but are you trying to lay any traps? Are you trying to set up something like an early warning system?
Not at all. I'm just my big thing right now is just to make sure that nothing out of the ordinary is around us, like we're not being monitored or someone doesn't know our exact location. Like my thing is like we're
Personally,
mobile, so let's
personally,
stay
I
mobile.
would say that would be a vigilance check, but that's just me.
I'm inclined to agree with Javen on that one. So would you mind making a vigilance check? The difficulty is going to be uh, one red, one purple, no black.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
From what you can tell, your perimeter is sound. You have not found traces of anything trying to sneak up on you. You have not found anything coming from behind you. You do hear off in the distance blaster fire and mortars being set off as No Man's Land continues to be No Man's Land,
Right.
but you are in the clear.
Okay.
The war should not touch you here.
So I come back to the campsite. I'm assuming everything's kind of sort of ish set up by now, except for where I'm gonna sleep, which I'll take care of myself. I come back and I go, all right, the perimeter's clear. Only thing I really heard out there was the sound of blaster fire and maybe a couple of mortar shells, but we should be in the clear for the night as long as we set up some kind of night watch.
Very well. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Thank you for thank you for taking that into consideration.
I look at Krat and I go, where are the fingers?
Oh, thank you. No, sorry. He goes, oh, and then holds up 2 fingers.
And then I look at him with the Bruce grin and I just nod.
Thank you.
If it's all the same to you, if to you guys, I'll take the first watch. I'll stay out for 4 hours and make sure nothing comes at us.
I can take another.
Whatever
Very
suits you all.
Well, I'm not
All
trying
right.
to lead the group or anything, but I say we get up and go in about 8 hours.
Fine by me.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Fingers.
No, he doesn't say that to you.
Fair enough.
Alright. This is our equivalent of spending XP for a long rest. So you guys are welcome to take a few seconds, spend what XP you haven't if you would like to. You do not have to.
I will say I was not following Javen's rule. I'll save the experience when I feel like I need to, and I'll spend it when I'll need to. But I do appreciate Javen's idea. I think that's an interesting rule.
Oh,
Yep.
I never put that into full rules. That was just me last campaign that you DM'd that I put onto myself.
That's you know what that part's fair. I'll grant you that. But it's very Dark Soulsy of you, and I have to admit I do like that.
Excuse me, I have to put my dog in her crate.
Okay.
I couldn't get the image of Krat standing a little bit too far away from the fire out of my head. So, and like how scary that is.
So like for
Oh,
like
God.
while Julianne's putting her dog away, can we roleplay that really quick? Like Odo is actually like up with Daisy and kind of like walking around, just trying to make sure nothing comes by, and then he turns back to the campfire. What does Odo see when he looks at the campfire?
Exactly that.
Yeah, exactly the image that I sent. Exactly that. Like just
There's an
Krat
image.
is
Okay.
standing like Krat is standing like
Jesus
he
Christ.
he can see everything in the fire fine, and he just doesn't realize that he's like kind of hidden away.
So what I do, what I do when I kind of walk around that, I kind of come back to the campfire a little bit, and I kind of look at him, and to show a little bit of mutual understanding, I hold up 2 fingers.
Krat is already holding up 2 fingers. It's just you can't quite see it in the darkness.
I just kind of shake my head. Hey, you all right, Krat?
I'm doing lovely. I I had my fingers up because I have a personal question for you.
You should be asleep right about now. We got a long track ahead of us.
I will sleep in a bit. Remember, I stayed awake for 3 days outside the Jedi Council. One night of sleeplessness I am no stranger to.
Okay.
Fucking weirdo.
I. What was that noise? No. So, Odo kind of puts.
I chirp fucking weirdo in my sleep.
Odo has a special hook on his belt, specifically for the actual gun for Daisy, because the actual gun is not gigantic. It's actually closer to like a rifle. So he hooks that onto his belt, and he goes, "All right, Great White, go ahead and shoot. What you got for me?"
Did you have a good day today?
Well, I had to completely embarrass myself in front of the general because Z kept pinching me in the back, but I'm not dead, so I guess I had a good day.
Good. That is all.
Okay, what is your deal?
I think that Krat asking Odo just normal friendly questions is so funny because like Odo is such like a violent like mercenary, and it's just, like he no one in his line of work would ask him these questions.
No.
These are questions that everyone that spends time with Krat would be just like used to hearing regularly.
Well, and that's the thing.
True.
Like as you get to turn away and like you have your information. I'm like, wait. Okay, what's your deal? Why are you asking me these questions? Why are you asking if I'm having a good day? What the fuck do you want from me?
I want nothing from you. I just want all the creations of the Force to feel as good as the Force makes me feel.
The Force makes you feel good?
Oh, yes.
Odo Odo instinctively looks down at Krat's crotch and then looks back up.
Not like that.
So like like okay, you got to explain this to me then. Like good how? Like a girl that drives you crazy good, a high from a death stick good, like what the fuck do you mean?
Think about how good a warm shower would feel right now in this cold.
Okay.
That warm feeling that encompasses your entire body. Like that. Warm, safe.
You obviously don't know my line of work very well. We don't feel safe. Like, ever.
Perhaps that is because you do not know the Force.
Well, no shit, dude. I don't ever feel the Force. I'm not sensitive to it like you are.
We will work on that.
What?
Go with Krat and you'll see in the world of your imagination.
I thought you were about to do with a like go with God kind of allegory.
Go and bring in the song. Like, why don't I show you?
Good thing I brought my saxophone.
Odo literally looks at Krat, and that like again, Error 404 like can't figure this dude out. He goes over to Zendaya's tent. Hey Z. Zeta, I'm sorry. Hey Z.
Sorry, give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
On that note, I am going to go grab another drink, so I'll be right back.
Of course.
Was that a joke in chat, Cedric, or are you trying to get Thomas's attention?
No, that was a joke.
Okay, good.
Sorry about that.
Good, good.
John called me.
You're good.
No, that was the DM being like, "Oh, it's a warm blanket. The dark side would like to know your location."
Jesus.
What about cold? Do you like the cold?
I go over to Zeta's tent and I just kind of yell out, "Hey Z,
Yeah.
your watch. You deal with this
Alright.
fucker."
Crack, go to bed. I just immediately know who you're talking about.
I imagine Thomas is not here, but I imagine Krat going to bed is just like a droid shutting down. Like
I post myself up against a tree. I actually don't have a tent. I post myself up against a tree. I close my eyes, but I keep Daisy in my hands, and I just kind of nod
Can
off.
use my tent.
What? No. Why would I use your tent?
I'm not using it.
Odo opens the tent, closes it. I ain't going in there. And then he just falls asleep on a tree. I need to go get
Okay.
food and talk to the parents. I'll be back when I can.
No worries. Could I have, Zeta? What is your perception skill?
I believe 3 yellow. Yep.
3 yellow.
Mhm.
Okie dokie. Please hold.
Oh dear.
gross. La la la.
Let me
la,
check
la,
if I have any
la.
boosts to spotting
In
things.
a world of force sensitivity.
Oh shit!
What in the fuck?
Huh?
Oh god. Okay. So,
What?
Oh.
Zeta,
Uh-huh.
Dies.
Yeah.
I have a very odd question for you.
Okay.
What does Zeta fear most?
Oh, fuck. Um. I am not sure. Um. I guess failure? I mean, that's my set fear,
Mm-hmm.
but
Failing what? Failing the Jedi? Failing herself?
failing herself, falling into obscurity, not being good enough. She wants to be the best of what she does.
Okay. So Zeta's watch begins. And would Zeta be staring outside of the fire? Would Zeta be staring into the fire? What would Zeta be doing during her watch?
Probably holding her lightsaber, watching the fire, checking around regularly. That's about it.
Alright, I'm back.
Oh boy.
Lovely. That's not a omen.
Chick. Oh no.
Uh-huh.
And the
Please, no.
mood and the mood changed.
I'm back.
And then Yoda throws his lightsaber through Krat's chest.
Jesus.
Welcome back.
God.
What happened?
Zeta, you are maintaining a vigilant watch, patrolling slightly around the fire. And as you walk, the fire seems to grow. It grows not broader, but taller. Taller, taller, reaching into the boughs of the trees, but no light is emanating off of this fire. And as you do, you turn to look at the fire?
I mean, yeah.
You don't have to.
I'd probably turn to look at it and start walking toward Odo.
Okay? As you do, you just hear the word failure. Failure.
I'm sorry, what?
Are you a failure, Zeta?
No.
Then why are you here, Zeta?
Because I've been chosen? So clearly I'm not a
Oh.
failure.
Were you chosen?
Uh-huh.
Are you sure?
Well, I mean, there were other options, so yeah.
Look at the rest of your party, Zeta. Are they successful?
Hey.
Are
Don't
they,
ask her that. Come on now.
Hey.
are they equal? Are they worthy?
In their own ways.
In their company, are you successful?
This voice is a dick.
I feel like Odo snores louder.
Yes.
And yet here you are, in the dark, alone.
Except I'm not alone. So your logic is flawed.
Oh, but you are alone. As you turn around, you don't see your companions anymore. You just see the endless forest of Tython and a
Fucking
lone,
hell.
all fire.
Well, I'd be igniting my lightsaber.
The snap hiss of the lightsaber, I imagine, would wake most everyone up.
I would hope.
How
Yeah.
how would everyone
Yeah.
how would everyone
would.
react to Zeta igniting her lightsaber?
I feel like being where Ned has been in the past, he would awaken and immediately draw his lightsaber in kind and look around like, ah!
Mm-hmm. All right.
I think that honestly, Ned would have heard this before, but this is certainly the first time that Zeta would be hearing Krat be borderline aggressive. Because Krat would awaken immediately and be like, "Put that away."
I need my 3 Jedi to roll a fear check. So you're going to be rolling vigilance against 2 red and 2 purple.
Vigilance or discipline?
And I rolled discipline instead.
You're right. It is discipline. Thank you for calling me Javen.
Oh,
Damn you,
it
Javen.
could be whatever. Oh, it doesn't matter to me. I just, because
No.
discipline's, to keep
Per rules,
your mind ready.
per rules, it is a discipline check. Thank you.
Cool.
Where is
What's the
red.
difficulty? 2 red, 2 purple.
Oh, Jesus.
That's correct.
Damn. Yeah, I'm not succeeding in this.
Oh wait, whoops! I forgot to.
Oh!
I'm not succeeding in this.
Where is discipline? I'm not seeing it on my list.
Maybe
There it is. It just randomly showed up. What the fuck?
I don't make the rules.
Fuck.
oh.
How did Krat get by?
Because Krat has good discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Krat's big.
Zeta-
I'm a bug and I'm small. I scare fast.
Okay. Ned, you wake up. Pratt, you see Zeta with her lightsaber activated, and you feel off. Something about the surrounding area does not feel copacetic. Yellow Blade is absolutely okay.
Cool.
Sentinel Blade would actually make sense. So, Ned, what does
Yes.
Ned fear most?
Hmm.
Getting squished.
No, because he's 5'11". So
I know.
Yeah, he's a big, big insect.
No. I'm tall. I'm not
It's just a
big.
joke.
I am tall. Very
Well,
important
big enough
distinction.
that not much would step on you.
What do I fear most? I feel like I honestly I don't know because fear is never something that like Ned's like almost like because I feel like insects wouldn't really have like autism, but like Ned is very like autistic in the sense of like why would I fear this? This is not impact me at all, kind of thing.
Mhm.
I think when Ned feels fear, it's more of that like very base primal like get away. It's like a typical fight or flight. There is no true fear, but like it would put him straight into like flight mode. Like whatever is
Okay,
here,
well,
it is too big. I need to leave.
yeah, you seeing Zeta react like that, feel your own sense of fight or flight, and it seems in this venture that flight is winning. You feel the need to get away. Something about this doesn't feel right. You need to be out of here.
I would
Uh,
probably start calling for people as
Calling
time
for
goes on.
people. How?
Like, Odo, you there? Ned? Bullshit.
Could I have Geo, I sent a message to the general chat. Would you mind making a roll with those specifications for me, please?
Sure. Sorry, I was eating. I gotta wash my hands.
Not a problem. Oh, nice! That's a great little minifig.
Very
I
cool.
love that.
Is his lightsaber yellow?
it is because he is a sentinel.
Ah,
Mhm.
all right. We got
We
two
have
yellow sabers in
Two
here.
yellow
Well,
sabers and
Possibly
whatever
three.
color Kratz is.
Possibly 3 yellow sabers. We don't
Also,
know.
just for clarification, seekers have no specific color. Sentinels are usually identified as yellow. Blue is usually guardian. Green is usually consular. But seekers have no like base color. It's
I
just whatever.
feel like with my crystal, the Nishadolite.
Mhm.
No, Nishalarite. There we go. It would have a yellow, but like a gold toned yellow.
Gotcha. I also want to make a note because there's no like lightsaber option, where the crossguard is towards the front of the blade is an actual like very short barrel for a gun.
I forgot you have a gun saber.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Only by
Is
the
it
very
like is it
technical.
shaped like the
Think kind of like
is it shaped like Squall's sword from Final Fantasy VIII?
let me look at that.
Right here.
Maybe, but I
sent it in the general chat.
No, it's think of it more like that guy from Soul Calibur, the pirate, where it is like
Cervantes.
legitimately just Cervantes. Cervantes. Yeah,
Ah,
give me.
yes. Okay.
Yes, Cervantes from Soul Calibur.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's literally just like it is a pistol, but also happens to be a lightsaber.
A pistol with a lightsaber on top. I get it.
Yes,
Yeah, sure.
they are two distinct like the top of my gun has a hole on it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
um, and
Geo.
unlike oh sorry.
No. Continue, and then I'll go on my.
It's very quick. I was gonna say, unlike Ezra Bridger's lightsaber, where where it's like a little stun blaster, mine shoots actual lethal blaster bolts.
Nice.
Yes. Geo.
Hmm.
If you would like to spend a destiny point, you can have a success. That doesn't cancel out the threats, the triumph, and the despair, but you can have a success.
I saw that and I thought about it. The problem is it's already so bad. The triumph is the only thing somewhat saving me.
Okay.
I don't know if we're gonna
The
get
triumph.
into combat, so I'm just gonna leave that alone.
Okay.
The triumph and despair don't set each other off.
Nope.
They don't.
Okay.
All right. Since you've chosen to take the triumph, your triumph is you notice what is causing this. I guess the best term would be dementia against your force-sensitive compatriots. I'm gonna send an image to Geo because he's the only one who's.
Something tells me I'm about to enter horror land, and I'm not sure I like that.
I was about to ask, is Krat being taken hold by this
What
thing?
the
Whatever
No,
it
you
is.
succeeded your fear check.
Okay.
You are not in the thrall of this field that is
Okay.
emanating from something.
Yeah.
Cedric,
You recognize that something is
where
I'm
do I
sorry?
see this thing?
approximately 20 feet in the air on one of the branches above your campsite.
All right. I'm switching Daisy to single shot mode.
We are rolling into initiative as soon as Geo does that. Pratt, I'm going to give you this opportunity. If you'd like to make a check, you can.
Yes.
Zeta, you do not, with 3 failures, you do not notice your compatriot. You are caught in this compulsion and unable to break free from it.
Yeah.
Do I add anything to my perception roll? Is there any difficulty for it?
The perception roll is the same difficulty I gave Geo. 3 red and 2 purple.
Jesus.
Dear God. Yeah, no, it's not gonna go
Jesus
well.
Christ. Oh.
God.
That is unaware of the imminent danger.
He's just so pissed there's lightsabers on. Like, why did you turn your lightsabers on?
Jesus
We
Christ.
don't need those.
And, ladies and gentlemen, please roll initiative.
Can I
Those
roll
of you
vigilance?
Such as Krat. So basically, everyone but Krat is rolling cool. Or everyone but Odo is rolling cool. Odo, you are rolling vigilance because you know what's about to happen.
Can I please roll vigilance?
I'm afraid not.
All right, are you ready for this? Hell! Oh my God! I rolled the best possible thing. Ow!
Stop selling
I'm
yourself
so-
short,
I
you
am so-
bitch.
I am so cool. I am so cool.
Why did it not roll?
There it goes.
Oh, okay. I accidentally rolled twice. It was apparently lagging.
Can we take out the Can we take out the second roll because that was gonna be the
Yeah.
one that's
I did.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Who would like? Okay, so for Thomas's sake, in the Genesis Star Wars system, initiative slots can be taken by any of the player characters. As long as it is a player character initiative slot, you can take that slot and act first.
Oh.
It doesn't necessarily need to be whoever made the highest roll. Now, in this case, that would be Thomas, who quote unquote made the highest roll. If Thomas would like, they can act first. However, you can give your slot to any of the other player characters and let them act. So it's going to roll as you four, in whatever order, get to act, and then your enemy will get to act.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on my turn for a little bit just so I can see how combat works.
I will go first if
Gotcha.
everybody's okay with that.
I was gonna say I think Odo would go first because I don't think
Absolutely.
Ned and
That's
I
fine.
can do anything.
I do want it known, Cedric, that I switched Daisy to single fire before
Yep,
combat started.
You already mentioned that. That's what
Cool.
rolled us into initiative.
All right.
So
I am.
Actually,
Question.
could I say real quick though? Would it be more beneficial if and we could flavor it as soon as Krat knows something is wrong, he just does this automatically, to where battle meditation. Could I go first and then do battle meditation to give, because I give successes, right?
you absolutely do.
You
Okay,
you can
so
totally do that.
Okay, because I think that would probably be better, right?
If you're doing that,
go first.
Make your force power roll to activate battle meditation.
Yeah, you got it.
This is
Question.
actually going to be really helpful.
Yeah.
We were going to get words. We were gonna spend XP with this. Have we already done that, or would
I'm
that
going
be
to
after
argue
all
that you
this?
had 4 hours of rest. You can still spend your XP if you would like to.
Okay, let me do that real quick because I know what I want to do,
Take
and it's
Understood.
gonna affect this.
take your time, Jules. I'm gonna shoot
Okay,
this bastard
so
out of the sky.
Thomas, you have 4 light side points to play with and 2 dark side points, which can act as successes, but you'll take conflict. So, what with those 4 points of light side can you do?
This is where I don't really know. Because it's just the battle meditation, add 1 automatic success. Is that what that is?
Is it 1 automatic success for every light side point, or is it just?
No, 1 automatic
here,
success
let me-
made by a number of engaged friendly targets up to your presence before the end of your next turn.
It's up to my presence, but I did put 2 points into, I believe I put enough points into it to make it affect everyone. So
yeah,
it affects everyone in the party. If the user, yeah. So the little blasty symbols is success.
Yeah, you would have to spend all 4 points to affect everyone and give them successes equal to your presence.
Cool. And is that one of those things where I have to like concentration or whatever, to where I have to like roll it every turn, or is it I use my 4 points to give them 1 success and that's just that?
You would have to roll it every turn.
Okay. Well, I think I am going to spend all 4 light points then to give everyone at least 1 success, because I think Krat, in his own way, is trying to stop the violence. Like in him just being like, look, I get something's wrong, but violence is not necessary. Think. Actually,
Thomas.
sorry. Hold on a minute. Yes, go on with your question, Javen, as I roll this d20.
Oh, true. Do you have any ranks in control for battle meditation?
I need to check my character sheet.
Because this is a semi-new power to me as well. I'm trying to make sure I figure out the ins and outs.
I agree. I was about to look it up, Javen, but I wasn't sure if you and Cedric were already on hand on that.
So far, to my understanding, he would only need to, unless he's activating some other thing. Do you have any ranks in range as well, Thomas?
Yes, I have 1. I have range up to whatever medium range is.
That's
so
that's all of us.
Yeah, so I think I have 1 point in range. And you know what? If we're gonna say that we had XP,
if you have up to medium range, it would be 2 ranks in range, because it starts off at engaged, then it would go to short, then it goes to medium.
Okay, so I have 2 in range then.
Yes.
And then I am going to, but if we are going to be able to spend our XP, then sure, I think putting more points into control would be amazing, because most of Krat's points are going to go into battle meditation.
Now,
I'm going.
if you go and you spend XP in control, you get to make a leadership as part of the pool you just rolled, and that will have additional effects.
So is leadership a skill?
Leadership is a skill, yes.
Yep.
Let's go back to here. Let's go here. Leadership. Oh. All right.
Okay, I'm good.
You may send simple orders as part of the power. Okay, so you have to make an easy leadership check, which is 1 purple. So go ahead and
Is
roll
one
1
purple.
purple dice.
Yep.
Okay.
Along with your leadership ability.
Okay.
If you
I
don't
already rolled the
succeed
leadership ones.
with 2 advantages, you can. With 2 advantages, I will say that you still manage 1 word.
But I don't see the guy above me yet.
That's correct.
Okay. I will. Well, so I say. Of course, I say my catchphrase. I rolled a 10. And that means he says, after he says, put those away, he goes, trust in me, trust in the force. And then my 1 word is going to be calm.
Noted.
Cool.
Who would like to act next?
Me.
Any objections?
Nope.
No objection, but I do need to say one thing. If there was a description of what we are fighting, I did miss it. I was in the bathroom, but that makes sense because I'm looking around me, not up, if the person is above me.
I think
The only
Gio got a
person who has
description.
actually seen this thing is Odo, and I will explain why if and when the combat ends.
Gotcha. And also, just so we are all aware, yes, Gio, that is correct. First and foremost, Krat would only need to spend 3 to get what he needs to get done. Because he would only need to spend 1 point, and that magnitude just goes off of however many ranks he has. Same thing with range. So in total,
Oh, it does?
Yeah. So
Oh,
if
I
I'm
am
reading
so
this,
dumb.
yes.
if I'm reading this correctly, the user may spend force points to add 1 automatic success to all checks made by a number of engaged friendly targets up to his presence. So if he has 3 presence, he can affect all of us, and then give us 4 successes. If I'm reading that correctly.
That's incorrect. It's 1
It is-
success.
Yes.
I have 2 presents.
Okay.
It's
He
1
and I have
success.
And I have 2 ranks in magnitude. So that allows me to do all 4 of us.
Yeah. So each of you will get 1 success,
Okay.
but you have to remain engaged with Krat.
well, medium range.
Medium
Krat.
range.
Medium range, because he has
Okay.
range
Yeah, because
upgrades.
he has the ability for that. Okay, that's
Yes.
awesome. So yes, you get 1 automatic success. Feel
All
free
right.
to add that to your roll, GM.
Yep.
I know you're in single shot mode. Your difficulty, because this is short range, is 1 red and 1 purple.
I am going to suffer 2 strain to aim twice.
Okay.
Uh,
Could you please add 1 black because it is dark?
Yep.
And another because you are aiming up, and Daisy doesn't do up very well.
Okay. You know what? Just for the fuck of it, is everybody okay if I spend a destiny point? We'll have 1 left.
Yeah,
I'm
but he's
gonna-
got a lot.
I'm gonna ask why.
Just to add a green, because I just want to. If I could try to take this sucker down as quickly as possible, I'd prefer to do that.
That's up to the group.
My vote is hold off
Okay.
because none of us have even seen it yet.
Yeah.
So you're just firing wildly at this thing. My vote is don't use it.
Okay.
That's my vote.
All right.
Yeah, I'd say wait.
All right.
Next
Not a
round
problem.
maybe, but
Patience.
This is a scarier roll than it looks like, and I may just be
I understand
overreacting.
And
Hey!
see,
Oh.
you're fucking fine.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, I want to use a
Damn.
destiny point. Ugh.
Okay, hang on. We have to qualify this. One of those blues doesn't count
So it takes away a
because
success
of the
and
prepare
advantage.
one quality.
Well, the prepare one is switching it to single fire, which I already did.
Yes, but that means you can't aim twice.
I thought I did the prepare action before combat started.
I
Well, it's
believe
still
you did as
required.
well.
So think of it. Okay, yes, you did take the action before combat, but it still is a part of the gun. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to deal with it. Okay, so it's 15 damage. Here's 4. Forgot how beastly this gun is.
Especially on the single fire mode.
Sniper mode.
Pretty much. Actually,
All
not
right.
really, because the auto fire actually has a longer distance.
Oh.
This is more like
So-
shotgun
Right.
blast.
You have 4 advantages. What's the... And it's crit 3? Okay, so you can choose to crit twice, or you can spend the triumph for something else.
Let me bring up a advantage list here really quick. Because what I would like to do may require
You could also disable the target instead of suffering wound and strain.
Well, what I'm thinking is, if I recall correctly, I can. Okay, so with one advantage.
Now, Geo, I do believe you can use one triumph to knock it prone, which in this case would arguably knock it out of the tree.
Well, it would knock it out of the sky, as far as I'm aware. So the thing is that I can also do something narratively beneficial, if I recall correctly. I'm just trying to read through the advantage list just to make sure.
I'm looking at personal combat. I don't see gain a narrative advantage.
No, I think that's on the negative
I'm willing
end.
to allow it, but perform immediate free maneuver, negate target's effect, ignore environmental penalty until end of turn. Target is disabled, +1 melee or ranged defense. Target drops weapon they're wielding. Upgrade difficulty, upgrade allies next check, or destroy a piece of equipment.
So what I'm going to do is, with the 3 advantages, I am going to activate a crit. With the triumph, I am going to knock it prone to bring it down to the ground.
Okay.
And if I'm allowed to keep that last advantage, I will pass that on to the next player.
Yes, you can pass the advantage to the next player. The creature gets knocked to the ground and suffers an ignoble amount of wound. Jesus fucking Christ.
And I will also remind you, Cedric, that I have a vicious 1 on this.
Yeah, so roll your crit and add 10.
I believe. I mean, I think it's whoever gets crit on. has to
Yeah,
roll it,
whoever
right?
rolls the crit, or whoever gets critted has to roll the crit. I can't roll the crit for you. You can roll a crit on R29 if you want, and then just like delete and then bring it back. But like that's really how it has to work.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me see something. Fuck, it had me logged out. Hang on, I got logged out of the game for a second.
No worries.
Take your time.
Yeah, it's not letting me roll a crit.
Alright,
I will roll it on R9.
Slightly dazed. Well, I mean, I did knock it to the ground.
Only slightly? Is it only slightly dazed?
It works.
Fucking rocked the socks off this thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
sometimes that
seriously
doesn't
did.
work.
Okay. That's going to advance us in initiative. Okay.
Does
Who
it
would like to
getting
take the next slot?
does it getting knocked around and dazed help me and Ned at all?
I will say it fell 20 feet to the deck.
So you are still under the effect of the shroud. So you can, at the beginning of your turn, make another daunting fear check, but this thing has adversary 2, so it's going to be that 2 red, 2 purple check. But this time you're going to add a blue because it dropped out of the tree, a blue because Odo shot it, and a blue because it's disoriented.
Okay. You mind if I try to go, Ned?
Nah, man, go for it.
Which check is this again?
This is the discipline check.
So 3 blue, 2 red, 2 purple.
That's correct.
Motherfucker.
All right. You can spend a destiny point to succeed.
I would actually say it's pretty good to do it in that case, because I don't know how much health this thing has. Not a good idea for me to try to take it out on my own.
Wait, would I get a success for that from Krat?
Yes.
You would.
Yes.
That's absolutely right.
Actually,
Ah!
yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, look at that.
Thank you,
Look at
Krat.
that.
You're
Thank you,
talented.
Krat.
Yeah. So
Daddy
everyone,
Krat.
feel free to remember add the successes because otherwise I'm not going to remember. I've got a little bit going on. So
Yeah,
yes,
no
you
worries.
do succeed. So I'm going to send this to Jules. Here's what you see lying on the ground. Yeah, here's what you see lying on the ground.
I'm gonna regret this. I already know it.
Oh, almost certainly, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you see lying on the
Oh,
ground.
fuck no.
And you see Odo with his gun trained on it, Ned freaking out, and Krat meditating. Your friends are back. The fire is back to normal. You realize what you were seeing was an illusion. And you have the rest of your turn.
Okay. I can still make an attack?
You can still make an attack.
Cool. How far away am I from this thing?
I would say you can take a maneuver to get into engaged range with it.
Okay.
No, Thomas, we were just talking about that. That is just you can spend one of the force results to add one success to everyone's rolls.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you may make an attack. It is going to be, if it's engaged, double check my numbers. Yeah, engaged with melee or lightsaber. It is going to be 2 red.
Trying to decide if I want to use anything here.
I know it's not what you meant, but when Cedric said 2 red and Jules did like an okay noise, it sounded like a me me me. It sounded like a oh yeah, 2 red.
No, that was just an intimidated okay.
Me me me. Yeah, 2 red.
Sly little fuck you, DM.
Oh yeah, 2 red.
All right, so it's going to be 2 red to attack it, and if you are choosing to attack it with lightsaber, you can.
Okay.
Swing at that fucker.
Yes, I'm going to get close to it. What is the linked item quality?
That's
Means that
get,
if you activate it, you can make another attack.
Well, I think it costs 2 advantages to activate, but let me just double check.
So I've got an ability. Perform Saber Swarm maneuver. Suffer 1 strain to make the next lightsaber agility combat check. Gain the linked item quality = to 4 force rating during check.
Uh, Damn it, I have to look it up too. Because linked is actually really good.
It is. Give me one moment.
Item quality. Give me the damn qualities.
We have linked. Some weapons later can when firing a linked weapon on a successful attack, the weapon deals one hit. The wielder may spend two advantages to gain an additional hit, and may do so a number of times equal to the weapon's linked rating. So your Saber's form ability, your force rating is just 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say don't activate your Saber Swarm ability just yet. Wait, did you have a Saber staff, or is it just a single lightsaber?
Single lightsaber.
Okay, cool. Well then, yes. At this point, yeah, it would gain the linked quality of 1 with Saber Swarm.
So
Okay.
I agree
So
with Javen on this one. It's not worth it to try to do it right now because you've already spent a lot of the advantages pre-hand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, has she?
No,
she spent any
she hasn't made
advantages?
her attack yet.
Yeah, no. So yeah, fucking go
Oh,
for
yeah.
broke, man. Use Saber
Never
Swarm.
mind.
Why not?
Okay. So I'll use that, suffer 1 strain, and then if I get 2 advantages, I get to hit again.
Well,
You get
you have
another
to
hit.
you have to hit it first. So if you successfully hit it with the 2 advantages, then you can hit it. Then you can make another attack to try and hit it again.
Ideally, you want 3 so you can crit, then hit again.
Well, depending on what your
Crit
linked
rating is.
and what your crit rating is.
Yeah.
Yes. So make your attack first, and we will discuss from there.
Okay.
Could you imagine if Cider had the Saber Swarm ability?
I don't.
I don't fucking want it.
Rancor mincemeat, Jesus.
I think
Okay.
anytime anyone even mentions Saber Swarm, crap pukes.
Now
So-
when
Understand why
Krat
you are using such an uncivilized weapon.
when Krat pukes, is it like when you pump the butter at a movie theater, just like a?
No, Javen, it's like that fountain that I had to do for Dan's. Do you know what I'm talking about? I put it on Instagram.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it's like.
All right,
Don't worry,
let's
Alan, I'll send a GIF
keep
in that chat
going.
while
Let's
you're
keep
doing
going.
this.
So I don't add any additional dice to this roll.
That's correct. You just roll your attack against 2 red dice.
Okay. Mhm. Linked data. Do I need to do something specific to use my specific lightsaber?
To have the next agility lightsaber
Should be a
combat check this turn.
lightsaber ability.
No, it is just you spend the strain and then you have the linked quality for this check, which is fucking insane.
I
I-
mean, like,
Yeah.
I thought you need to like commit like your foresight, but nah, you just suffer 1 strain and then you just have the linked quality.
That's crazy.
That is
honestly.
such bullshit.
That's-
I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back.
However, you do need to do a maneuver. So it has to be. You've already used your maneuver to get closer to it, correct?
oh yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so
I
you'll
can't
need to
use it.
So
Well, no,
no.
Sorry.
You can. But in order to do a second maneuver, and this is for Thomas as well, on every turn you get 1 maneuver, 1 action, and then like you can talk or whatever.
Mhm.
But you can spend 2 strain to do a second maneuver to either move twice or aim twice or do something like that. You get 1 free maneuver, 1 action. So if you want to spend the 2 strain to run in and use your Saber Swarm, then I as a former DM would allow. But I mean, Cedric will make the final ruling. But that's how the rules would work here.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So in total, you would be spending 3 strain to activate Saber Swarm and run in.
So
Okay, I
specifically
apologize. I had to
when
pee. What
You
did
are
I?
all good. I was explaining how extra maneuvers work and how Saber Swarm works, so that Jules can understand.
Awesome.
So specifically when Geo rolled his attack, it automatically linked his weapon's stats. Do I need to do anything specific to get it to do that?
You would need to put all your weapon qualities in the actual dice roller, but don't worry about that now. We'll just make your roll and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
So make your lightsaber check. You're going to be adding the linked quality, but you don't need to worry about that now. You need the difficulty from Cedric. This will include any black and the difficulty itself.
It was just 2 red,
So
right?
the difficulty is 2 red, and since Javen's saying so, I'm assuming there's a reason. 1 black.
Well, no. I just mean like if this thing has any like defense, or if it's like too dark, or
Oh,
like
yes.
if something is happening.
It has 1 melee defense, so that would be 1.
Cool. And then you would go ahead and click one of those success symbols from. Oh wait, no, you've already used the thing
Yeah,
from
I
craft.
used
Or is it
my
all,
success.
or is it all checks that we make?
Let's double check battle meditation.
Well, no, automatic success to all
To
checks
all
made
checks.
by. So yeah, go ahead and just click on the. Damn, Krat.
Nice.
Battle meditation
yeah.
is an
I'd say it's,
overpowered and underused mechanic.
I'd say it's underestimated.
Yeah.
I said
Zeta.
overpowered and underutilized.
Exactly. You're correct. Just go ahead and click on one of those success symbols, and then you should have your pool after that. That'd be the pool.
Well, there's definitely no Saber Swarm off of that.
No.
Not even close.
So
It's almost like. Go for it.
Zeta, what would a failure look like?
I am honestly not sure.
If
If-
you'll allow me to narrate,
Go for it.
as you come out of your illusion stupor, you see the cause of your nightmare, and you go to stab, but you are still slightly woozy from the shift in your reality, and as you stab, you instead go 2 inches above it, straight into the tree that is behind it, and withdraw your lightsaber from there. A missed attack, and putting you slightly out of position. Please take 1 strain from that threat. And we will move to Ned.
And you hear exactly that. Fuck.
I was gonna say, is it similar to when Sokka's in the desert and he drinks the cactus juice and he's trying to swing at the wasps?
Yeah, it's very much like that.
Yeah, I take both those strikes, but they both do nothing.
Oh, strike it in air. So if memory serves, I'm still in my primal adrenaline rush here to like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
You get to make the same check that Zeta made. Your discipline with 3 blue against 2 red, 2 purple.
And I get to add 1 success to this from Big Daddy Krat.
You.
That's fucking right, you do.
Big Daddy Krat, you fucked me. You fucked me, Krat. You fucked me.
I'm gonna have
The
to fight
Force
this
is
thing on my
bullshit,
own.
dude. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's because you don't believe. That's actually why. Like,
Very true.
if you believed, it would work. placebo.
Okay. So, first of all, Cedric, is there anything that happens I need to know about, or am I just still afeared?
You are afeared, and because
Okay.
of that, I think arguably I'm gonna say I don't think you get much of a turn. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I will use my movement. I'll even take 2 strain to do double movement away from everything.
Yes.
But then if I can use those 2 advantages to have an action to use my bio scanners to see if there is something that I need to be worried about.
So because your biology is slightly different than what this creature is used to viewing, yes, you may activate your bioscanner. That's not even going to be a check. You get 5 life signatures.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and
So
take
you are
my 2
aware there's
strain.
something there. You just can't see it.
Okay, so breathing heavy. All 3 of you guys just watch Ned like freak out, swing his saber a couple of times, and then just like dart away, like into the tree line, hide behind a tree, deactivate his saber, and then then nothing really. So as Ned's kind of just like breathing, trying to like, because I imagine this is not the first time Ned has felt this way, so he's trying to, with like shaky kind of adrenaline, like figure out what is going on.
Yes. Okay. It is now this creature's turn. Ned, you cannot see
Lovely.
this creature, which is why I have not sent you an image of it. The
Perfectly
illusion
fine.
is difficult to penetrate on it.
Hold prone.
See what this is.
I'm a mechanic. I am not a fighter.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, buddy. All right. So this creature is going to stand up on all four of its limbs and shaking its head back and forth, appendages swaying in an imaginary wind. It is going to leap and attack Odo, the person who shot it the fuck off of its tree.
Bring it on!
So unwarranted.
Do you have anything to upgrade the difficulty against you?
I don't I don't think I have any like defense or anything along that line. I've just got a shit ton of soak.
Why must we fight?
No, I don't have any defense. Yeah, I don't have anything to like add difficulties or anything like that.
Figured I would ask.
I dreamt I was a butterfly.
Jesus Christ.
I dreamt I was a Minoc.
Yes, literally. Come on,
Is
motherfucker. What
incense-
you got for me?
Is incense good for stuffiness, or is that a bad thing?
Incense?
Incense typically does nothing. It's just you might get a histamine reaction, which is if you're allergic to it. But other than that, it's not. It doesn't hurt or harm.
I would go with
Phenomenal.
steam. I would go with steam more than anything else.
I'm lighting an incense stick.
Okay.
It's not really allergies, I'm
Oh
just getting
boy.
over sickness.
So that's 9 damage.
Oh no, that's
Deadass-
11 damage.
Oh, can I please spend a destiny point, everybody? I have a
Yeah, I'm
What?
good with that
This-
one.
I
So
have
this thing also has feral strength, which adds 2 damage to all brawl and melee attacks.
Oh, sweet Lord Georgia Brown. Okay, so I am going to activate Heroic Resilience immediately after being hitting by an attack, but before suffering damage. Spend 1 destiny point to increase ranks in Soak by ranks in Resilience. I have 3 ranks in Resilience, which bumps my Soak from 5 up to 8.
I'm good with that.
Please, is everybody okay with that?
I mean, hey, Ned can't object to anything right now.
What are we objecting to?
Gio wants to use a point to lessen the blow.
Don't we only have 2 left?
Yep.
Yeah, but like this is gonna hurt like crazy, so please.
I mean, yeah. I guess if using one to make sure our tank stays up. I mean, not that you would, go down
Yeah.
from this, but like, I
I
think
mean,
that's a fair use.
I don't know how much
He's our-
longer I
he's
can
our
fight this on
only
my own.
combat person.
Wait. How much damage did this thing do all up? Including it just add pierce to the damage, I guess. So just how
So
much
7
damage did
plus
this thing just do?
brawn. So 7 plus brawn plus another 2. All told, 15 damage.
I have 5 soak that would take it down to 10 if I take it down another 3.
It has pierce 2, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, I would basically be sitting at about half. It would hurt like fuck.
Oh, wait. Okay, so how much would using this point lessen that blow?
It would
would
give
be
me
like a
three.
lot
It
or
would
just
give
a
me
little bit?
3 extra soak points. So like with the Pierce 2, it would give me 6 soak.
Okay, so I would, and also I don't know if Cedric is doing how wound threshold really works in this game, or if he's doing the D&D rules. That would kind of help me
We're
here.
doing actual wound threshold where you get up to your wound threshold and then I start rolling crits.
Well, no. I meant like hit point recovery, because that's very different in this game, if you recall.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So okay, so if we're doing it that way, then yeah, Geo, do whatever the fuck you can do to lessen
Oh, we're
this
doing
blow.
we're doing like this is a hard fucking encounter bullshit. You're gonna need a back to tank after this one, Geo.
All right.
So for the two of us that are new, yeah, Geo, I vote. The rest of the group can vote, but I vote go ahead and use the point to lessen this blow.
Thank you.
Because
Again, you're
recovering wound is
basically the tank.
hard.
All right. So, Cedric, I have with the added of heroic resilience, I have a soak value of 8. And -2 pierce, which brings it down to soak 6. So whatever damage you have, -6 from that. I think you said it was 15.
Yes, it will be 9 damage.
So for hit point recovery, for the two people who don't really know that much about this game, one long rest of natural rest of just laying in bed for the night and waking up will regain you 1 wound threshold.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
So, be careful. The only real healing thing that happens is you do stim packs, which start off with a base of 5 healing, and then the more you use it, the less it does. So it starts off with 5, use it again, it does 4, use it again, it does 3, so on and so forth.
Perhaps
There's also
Krat will look into the force power heal.
please and thank you.
now you would love to hear this, Thomas. Force power heal harm goes off of intelligence.
You know what? Maybe Krat will not look into heal/harm.
Jesus
Maybe
Christ.
I'll look into it.
Anyway, so this beast jumps on me, and I'm assuming it. What does it bite, Cedric?
To deal that much damage, I think it's gotten into your thigh.
Yeah. So literally,
And with the conditions that also come with that, you are disoriented for 1 round, which means you add 1 black to all of your checks, and you're ensnared, which means you can't move until you succeed an athletics check.
Yikes.
in order to use disorient, you have to spend 2 advantages.
Oh, you're absolutely right. So you
The
don't
same
get
thing.
any
The
of
same
those.
thing with ensnare. You can't do either one.
You're right. I keep thinking this is like D&D and they just happen. No,
No.
I didn't get any advantages, so you don't have disorient or ensnare.
So what I kind of picture happening is this thing snaps into my leg, and I'm just like, fucking shit. I take Daisy and I literally use the butt of Daisy's rifle to smack this thing in the jaw to get it off me.
Yep. And it reluctantly releases it. By the way, that we did spend a destiny point for that.
Yep.
So
Yes, we did.
now we're gonna move back to the top of the round. Round 2. Who would like to
Now-
go next?
Oh, I'm in
My-
pain.
Now, might I take this to try and get myself into the fight sooner rather than later?
I say yes.
Yeah, go for it.
Sure.
Okay. Am I making the same roll?
You are making the same roll.
Oh.
Okie dokie.
This time add 4 blue because you understand there's something else there.
Okay.
By the way, I found
Yeah.
the fountain that I was talking about for crap puking.
I don't want to see it.
Also, fantastic. Now, I also because it is not with. I guess it's before the end of his next turn, so I would still be adding a success
You would.
because I'm still in medium range. Barely, but I am in medium range.
is before Rat's next turn, correct?
Yes, is before
Yes.
his next
Yes,
turn.
you are still adding a success. You are still adding a success until Krat rolls their new battle meditation check.
It'll be better.
What the fuck?
Getting better.
By what margin?
Okay, so obviously I'm still afraid. I have 5 advantages to play with.
You
Cedric,
do.
does this creature have a fly swatter? Is that why Ned is so afraid?
You know,
Jesus Christ.
Thomas, it doesn't have a fly swatter, but it very much enjoys catching insects in its web.
Good to know. Krat still hasn't
Okay.
seen it, so I don't know.
How to use my 5 advantages. I
Honestly, at least the way that I see it going, Javen, Thomas is probably going to go next to give everybody a success again. And he doesn't need to do like regular dice rolls in order to add like advantages or anything.
Well, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna spend 2 of my advantages to give I guess 4 of my advantages. And the way it's gonna canonically look is I'm going to go reach into my belt. I'm going to give 2 blue to Zeta's next combat check. Because if I use 2 advantages, I can choose who gets it. To Zeta's next combat check, and to do that, I take out a drone and just toss it behind me like a little bead that goes up near Zeta and helps her like point like with little like lights kind of like target some weak points of this thing. Obviously I can't see it, but I basically just sent a tiny little like analysis drone.
Cool.
With my last advantage, I'm going to heal 1 strain.
With those 4 failures, I think I'm going to. So for those 4 failures, as Ned throws out their drone, and Zeta gets their advantage, Ned, you hear something that doesn't make sense. It's your own language coming from deeper in the trees.
Ned starts having Nom flashbacks.
Yes.
At that point, well, no, because has Ned ever met his own people before?
No.
That's troubling.
But
It'd be like if Krat heard his own language. Be like, what the fuck is going on here?
So at that point,
you don't understand it, but you recognize a language similar to yours because you speak in clicks that are translated through your universal translator. Obviously, your language exists. You understand that other people must speak your language, but you've never heard other people speak it before.
I feel like my well, no, because Verpines are pretty. Yeah, okay, cool. So I know it's my language. It's just really I can't fully comprehend what they're saying. But at that point, I think Ned just kind of like is already on the ground, like sitting with his back against the tree and his back against the fight, takes out his hilt and just ignites it and points it towards the trees.
You would see other Verpine with hollowed eyes, hollow shells with holes in them, jerkily advancing towards you.
I would say exactly where I am, and Z would come and be like right, like just barely in front of me, kind of like zipping around like a remote does. That's my turn.
Yep.
And
Who
with
would like to
that,
go next?
I'm gonna mute myself because I'm not really in this fight anymore.
Sorry, Javen, it's just the way the dice rolls are going.
I'm not mad. I'm just a little salty.
All right, Thomas. I really think you should take the next slot so you can keep doing your battle meditation.
I agree. Um, do I just roll force die again?
Yes.
Whoop.
Okay, so now 3 players get successes, if I'm understanding correct, right?
Which, if it's
So he has enough to activate the ability. It's based off of his presence, so he can always do 4. It's more he can spend more points to do other effects. So if you want to make another leadership check and give an order, you can.
sure. And in fact,
That's a 1 purple leadership check.
let me check something real quick. Because I have something for leadership, or my computer could just freeze. Hold on.
That would be bad.
That would be accurate.
Okay, there they are. They're at the top. No, sorry, I don't have anything for that. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna make another normal leadership check. That was something I was checking on that I can get later. Leadership, and then is it the same difficulty? So it was 1 purple last time.
That's correct. All right. What is your order?
Okay. Does Krat see the creature at this point?
Did I send you an image of the creature?
I don't think so.
Then...
Unless you sent it in like the general chat, you didn't send it to me
I
specifically.
did not. Okay, so here is what you see.
Ew. Oh, it's a mustache dog. Krat wants to ride it.
What the fuck?
It is not a mustache dog.
Okay, so that thing, I guess my order to everyone, I would imagine that a lot of Krat's orders don't come across as more than 1 word too often. So
Okay.
I think in the least violent way possible, he's just going to say incapacitate. Don't kill. Don't kill. This is a misunderstood animal. And, of course, as I am doing some battle meditation... Whoops. I'm going to go with the first one. Okay, so he goes, incapacitate the creature. And also, I think the council would approve of our mission so far.
Great.
And that's my turn.
Cool. Javen, with a successful battle meditation roll, I'm going to give you another chance, and this time, you know what? I want you to succeed. Have
You
2
know what?
successes.
I think for flavor, I think especially in this encounter, Krat is just like walking kind of like how a preacher does, like on stage, just like back and forth and just kind of using his hands to just like explain to people like, look into the force, like we're gonna be fine.
So if Javen wants, he can make another discipline check. He won't really have his turn, but he can make another discipline check. He can add another success.
So another success, the same difficulty of 2 red, 2 purple, and 4 blue.
That is correct.
All right, watch this still fail.
Hey!
See, no,
Jesus.
see, I did it on purpose because every time I say watch this fail, it always succeeds.
Hey,
The dice
look at
hate me
that,
in
look at that.
every aspect. They're like, "Oh, you think you're gonna fail?
They
Fuck
do.
you."
Fuck you, fuck you. I hate
Who
you.
would like to show Ned what they've been looking at?
Ned,
Okay,
we
no,
could
wait,
use
wait,
your
wait,
help.
wait. First of all, I want Cedric. No. You know what? Thomas, because this is from Krat talking, right? This happens from Krat talking.
Yes.
That's correct.
Okay, so how the fuck does Preacher Man break me out of my fear?
I think I like to imagine that already, and I feel like I may have said this already, but I don't know. I like to imagine that Krat is always just there. Like, he's always already there. Like, he's never, like, on the way. Like, he's always there before everyone else. So I would imagine that, like, Ned's leaned against this tree. He ignites his lightsaber. He points it backwards, and then you just feel like a big hand, like, touch your hands and lower your lightsaber hand a little bit, and then you just hear like, "No, mustache dog is not dangerous." And, and I'm
Meanwhile,
gonna. Can I
I'm
send in the
facing
picture?
facing completely away from combat, holding it towards the trees,
Yeah, yeah. Are
freaking
you
out.
sending the picture, Cedric, or am I sending the picture?
Send the picture, please.
Yeah, okay, there you go. I just go, mustache dog is not a threat.
Meanwhile, you hear Odo in the background. Jesus Christ!
He
Yeah.
simply misunderstood.
My thigh!
So you lower my lightsaber. I would imagine in order to show me this, you would grab both my wrists, gently pick me up, and turn me around.
Yeah, just show you like, look, he's quite cute if you if you take away the gruesome tentacles and sharp bloody teeth.
I'm bleeding!
At that point, it is definitely because of a force power, but in Ned's mind, he picked up on the scanners, it showed no other life, the things on the trees aren't real. He picked up a fifth thing, that thing is real. This thing is probably what's causing my fear. Okay, I'm back in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
A perfectly logical sense of events.
Oh yeah, this is perfectly logical.
A, B, C, D. Literally.
Exactly. And now, here I am, back in the fight.
Hey, Twig!
Cool.
Who
Fuck
would
my
like to
leg!
take the next slot in initiative.
I am going to suggest Jules take it.
Okay.
All right. While you're doing that, I am going to be listening, but I will be right back.
I'm
Understood.
just gonna try to smack it.
Please do. The difficulty will still be 2 red. Also, I apologize, folks. I didn't realize how incapacitating this would be. I'm sorry.
When you first start DMing like a Star Wars campaign like this, it's such a struggle to figure out what is gonna hurt like a motherfucker and what's gonna be okay.
There's no CR, and that's
So-
really the biggest issue.
Well, I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair, we're dealing with literal laser bullets.
Yeah.
If an untrained person hits you versus a trained person, it's gonna hurt all the same. It's just where you get hit.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What were
So-
the blue again?
I will. I'm sorry.
So you get 2 extra blue from my little speaker drone coming to help you.
Okay.
Jules?
What was that,
And-
Cedric? Well, yes.
I'll let Cedric talk. I'm sorry.
No. I couldn't hear what Jules was saying. So what did Jules? Did Jules have a question?
The advantages. I couldn't remember if it was 1 or 2. From Ned.
You get 1 success.
Oh yeah, that too.
So what you get in total, Jules, is you get 2 additional blue dice because Ned's helping you. You get to add 1 success to your roll because of battle meditation, and if you aim, you get an additional blue dice. Now you can aim twice. You can spend 2 maneuvers to aim twice. Because as far as I know, Cedric, did this thing really move at all? Like, did it disengage?
It has not. It attacked you and has not moved.
Okay, so like you're still engaged with it, so you can spend 2 maneuvers to aim twice, which all in all I think will give you like 4 blue on top of your combat roll.
Now, alternatively, instead of using that second maneuver to aim, you can saber swarm.
That's true.
Well, we have to. You have to successfully attack the saber swarm. But yes.
I have to use it before I make the attack.
Yes.
No, that's how she has to use it as a maneuver.
Yep.
So she has to do it before she hits.
And then
So you
if
can
I get
use
a
aim, and you can suffer 2 strain to do saber swarm as well.
Yes.
Or you can forego aim and just do saber swarm with 1 strain.
that's what I'm
Either one
debating.
works.
It's honestly not a bad idea,
It's your-
Jules. Just,
Which way?
well, from the idea of saving your strain because you've already got 2 blues along with your combat
Right.
roll. So if you want to do it that way, I honestly don't see a problem with that.
And here's also the thing. While recovering wound is scary, recovering strain is literally as easy as sitting down and taking a breather after a fight.
a
Like,
30-minute a
it's
30-minute
it's
nap and you're fine.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like recovering strain is a lot easier. So it's honestly up to you. Do you want an extra blue or not?
Yeah, I'll do the 2 strain total. One for the maneuver, or one for Saber Swarm, one for the extra maneuver.
Okay,
Correct?
so
So it would be 3 because it's 1 strain to activate Saber Swarm and 2 to do an extra maneuver.
yes.
Gotcha.
And you would be adding 3 blue to your attack roll.
Okay.
3 blue, in addition to. So it's the aim. Yeah. So it's your attack roll, 3 blue, 2 red.
Okay.
Do not worry. Mustache
What
dog
the
is
fuck?
not a threat.
What the
Look at
fuck
his
are those dice?
Whoa. Jesus.
Would you like to spend a destiny point?
I would like to, if nobody minds.
Go ahead. I need help.
We're putting in the work. Yeah, use the destiny point.
I'm gonna hit this motherfucker.
Perhaps if you weren't
Okay.
using your lightsaber, you would have better success.
Can I use the force and just smack Krat
No,
No,
upside the head?
that's not how that works.
you can do that outside of combat. So a
So I still
successful
don't
hit
get
from your
Saber
lightsaber.
Swarm.
You do not get Saber Swarm because you don't have the advantages to activate it
Because the dice fucking hate me.
so far. But you do hit. How much damage does your lightsaber do? Also, I need to check something.
7 damage.
Plus it has breach, right?
1 soak.
It would definitely have breach.
Yeah, 1 breach.
Hang
And
on.
thunder.
I need to double check if. I want to double check if breach needs to be activated.
It does not.
It does not.
Breach. We have discussed this before. Breach is just a passive. It's like pierce.
Okay. That's kind of what I figured. So yes, it does bypass soak.
Because usually you'd only ever find breach on ship weapons, but lightsabers are cool.
Or
So-
or like rocket explosives.
Exactly.
So, how much damage does this thing take?
7. 7 damage,
7
1
total.
breach.
It's looking very poorly. It's looking very poorly. I will give it that.
For
That's
the
good.
for the 2 newcomers, pierce is going past your soak. If you have a breach 1, that is going past armor 1. Armor 1 is 10 soak.
Oh.
Yeah, it's you literally have to be a fucking juggernaut in order to stop a breach attack. It's insane.
So when you look at a ship and it says armor 2, that is equivalent to 20 soak.
Damn.
So, Cedric, I am going to prepare
Yeah.
another single shot. I am going to move
Okay.
to short range, which means I'm taking like 2 steps back.
And that would be 2
Okay.
strain, correct? Because
Yes.
preparing is
Yes,
Yep.
because
So
preparing is a
you've
maneuver.
already taken 2 strain because you've prepared 2 maneuvers. You cannot aim.
Nope.
This is short, so it's going to be 1 red, 1 purple.
Would the little laser drone help him too?
No,
that was
No.
purely
I
for
know.
flavor.
I know.
Purely
It's
And
worth
for
a
I'm
shot.
going to add.
Oop.
Well, I already spent it. Could you roll 1 more purple for me, please? Because I spent a destiny point.
Fuck.
Nice.
Okay.
There.
Just
a
get
smack in
me
the face.
just get me out of range of doing anything, motherfucker.
So you
gotta
take
be
your
in
shot.
range for combat.
And miss.
I fired and I missed.
So Odo feels Daisy warm up. Feels the very. So if a gun had a soul, Daisy has one, and she's very excited to suddenly see combat. Except she gets a little too excited and aims about 2 inches too high.
It is what it
Or
is.
Odo pulled his gun out and only lasted about 6 seconds.
That's better than most
Aw.
guys.
It happens to the best of us.
Listen,
Mhm.
performance anxiety. It happens.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
alright.
I haven't seen my girlfriend in years, so.
Oh, yeah, horrendously understandable.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Even Crad understands that.
Canonically, Pratt fucked.
Oh God, let's hope not.
Oh my
I have
god.
so many questions that I
I
don't want
know.
answers to.
I.
Oh,
All right.
About
no.
Pratt, not you.
Does this thing jump at me again like a motherfucker?
No, it's gonna jump at Zeta.
Yeah, I saw that
Fuck.
coming.
That's worse.
That
Is
really
so
is.
much worse.
Okay, so Zeta, you are going to have this thing reach up, and with its two hands are gonna swing down at you, and it's gonna bite at you. What do you have any melee defense?
That
would
would be like an ability.
This would come from any gear, or it would come from your lightsaber maybe has some sort of defense. Well, I mean it's a basic lightsaber with this. Okay, so yes, not your lightsaber. I will also, just as a friendly reminder, you're an Ataru striker, correct?
Yes. I do have
you-
one parry.
Okay. Let me just look through something. You can also, and this is, I don't know what all you've bought into the tree. Do you have the ability dodge?
No.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Well, prepare to eat
Um,
shit.
no defense. Yeah, no, you're SOL, buddy. Get ready to eat shit.
Okay, so I'm gonna add a blue because it is dark and it is wounded. I'm gonna add a black because you are right up in there and it already has attacked one person. And here we go.
I'll say swap those colors around, but oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh,
Could be worse.
Could be worse.
How much soap do you
Zendaya's knocked out.
have?
Zeta's fine.
You have one soak.
I have one soak and I have parry
Uh,
for
might
I
might I interject? Do you have any armor on your character sheet?
I never really set that up.
You would definitely have two soak because all Jedi have concealing robes.
Yeah.
Not that it would help in this instance, because how much damage is it doing?
11.
11 in total?
11 in total.
Zeta, you have two, you are at 11 out of 13 wound.
So I have parry when hit by a melee attack, suffer 3 strain to reduce damage by 2. Plus
Okay,
ranks
so
and
you're
parry.
gonna take 9 damage and go up to 9 strain.
even as all things should be.
I'm gonna stab
Crad is
crap
getting
by the end of
This
this.
thing is fucking you up.
So it was 3 strain to activate parry, and then it's 2 damage plus rank. So so you reduce it by 3 and you take 3 strain. It's an even trade.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than being right up against the brink, though.
Very
Mhm.
true, but that smack definitely
If it's reduced
really
by
gets
3,
you.
then it is she has 8 wound and 10 strain.
Yes.
Okay. It did not get the threat I'm gonna give a blue to whoever acts next. We're gonna move to the top of the to round 3. And
Sorry,
Okay.
Cedric. I know that we've been having Krat go first, but since there's a blue being added to the next roll, is everybody okay if I go next?
I was gonna suggest it.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
I
say
think that's better.
I was gonna say honestly, once Krat has a good meditation going. Save Krat till last, so we get more and more successes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was thinking that too. Because if it goes to my next turn, it is like it's probably good for me to go first at the beginning of combat, but then
And
last
then
every other
last.
turn.
Okay.
Yeah. So you all three can act before Krat does and still get your successes.
Okay.
Because
So
Krat's just like preaching right now. He's busy.
I am once again going to do another prepared shot because it's going to cost me 2 maneuvers to unswitch the gun to auto fire mode. So I'm going to do prepare, and then I'm going to spend 2 strain to aim. I get another blue thanks to the threat. I am at short range. What is my difficulty, Cedric?
1 red and 1 purple.
Okay. Here we go. Please let me
Nice.
spend. Please let me spend a point. This thing needs to
Oh.
die.
Do we have any more?
We have
Yeah.
one
2.
left.
Oh, okay.
We got 2.
Because Cedric
Next to
spent
right here.
one. Is
Yeah.
that how that works?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Whenever Cedric spends the dark side point, we get the light side.
Gotcha.
And vice versa.
Gotcha.
All right, I am going to spend 1 destiny point
Cedric
to give
had
myself.
said hold on about something.
Okay.
No, I could not see the roll because my internet timed out.
Okay.
You want to spend the destiny point, you're going to get 13 damage, pierce 4.
14 actually, because my blaster does 13 damage on its own, so it's 14.
Okay, so it's 14, pierce 4,
Nice.
and you have 2 advantages.
Yes.
What would you like to spend those advantages doing?
Drop this thing prone again so it can just fucking die. But let me double check
Can't
just
do
to
that
make
on
sure.
You cannot do that on 2 advantages.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
think so. Give me a sec.
I think it might be only a triumph that you can do that, right?
Probably.
Yeah, it's a triumph or 3 triumph, or it's basically you can spend a triumph to do that essentially. So you can recover some strain, which I highly recommend.
Actually, I'm gonna spend those 2 advantages to give give the next ally 2 blue.
Okay, so 2 blue to the next check.
Yes.
Cool. 14, pierce 4.
God
12,
damn,
pierce
this thing is
4.
still alive.
Not for long.
If we can hit it anyway.
So I do imagine that for every prepare that Odo spends, like when he does auto fire, he just pulls the trigger of Daisy, and the blasts are just like a machine gun. But when he does prepare, there's like a shotgun handle on the front end of Daisy, and every time he does prepare, he cocks it and then fires. So for this time, like as it goes to Zeta, he goes, "Oh, you get away from her!" and just fires off a big blast shot into its back.
The one thing you've noticed about this, throughout the entire battle, the only sounds you've heard, you've made.
I don't like that.
This creature has not made a single sound.
You know, Cedric, I would like to say it ain't real, but I have teeth marks in my thigh that say otherwise.
Who would like to go next?
Would Krat be able to tell that this isn't real?
You know what? Roll a force check.
Gotcha.
That 4 light, man.
Mhm.
Thing has a heartbeat. Thing's breathing. It's not making sound, but it is making sound when it steps and attacks. It's a thing.
Okay. Is it with that check though? Is it what it appears to be?
Yes.
Okay.
This is not an illusion. That's what the creature actually looks like.
So Krat, are you taking your turn now?
I would prefer not to, but if that check forces my turn, I will.
It
That's a-
does not.
the-
That was,
Okay.
I'm gonna roll that as a free action of Krat just asking the Force.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So yeah, I'm still gonna go last. I just wanted to check and see.
That is not. That is not Krat's turn. Who would like to
I
go
would-
next?
I mean, Zeta, you or me, I don't really mind who goes next, but
Whoever does gets
mean-
2 blues. Keep that in mind.
How's your fighting, I guess?
you should probably go next.
Okay.
Again, I am a mechanic. I do not fight.
me and Zeta over here are just bleeding on the ground. Meanwhile, we've got Butch and Cassidus over there.
Now, think of it this way. I am like King Arthur wielding Excalibur, but if King Arthur was 3, my lightsaber is fucking rad. I have not seen real combat, in about 7 years.
Yeah, well, Sir Lancelot's about to shove his lance up your ass.
I am so out of practice.
Like I said, Sir Lancelot over here is not very happy with you.
That's fine.
Is
You've
it-
never seen me fight.
Is it 2 red again?
That's correct.
And I get a success still?
You get a success,
Has it
and
been
you get
Krat's
2
turn?
blues from Odo.
Okay.
Dear God, let's hope you kill it.
I seriously hope, like...
What?
Yes!
Hey, there it is.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
What, you think I couldn't
How
kill
much
it?
damage?
That
still
should be
1
8.
hit, so 7 damage. One
No,
breach.
2 successes, so it's 6 plus 2, which would be 8, right?
It is base damage plus however many successes are there.
Okay,
Base
so
damage, which is 6 plus 2.
base damage is 7, so 9.
Base damage is 7, so 9.
Got it.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
Yay!
Obliterated death. Dear God.
Yeah!
Hey, Zeta,
Get off.
describe how you kill this.
So I'm in pain. I am vaguely dazed. I look at this thing and I say, just fucking die. And I raise my lightsaber. And I swing it up and try to hit. And then on my way down, I take its head.
As your lightsaber swings through, its head falls to the ground, crunching against the evergreen leaves. And as its body falls, combat ends.
I fall on my knees.
Odo remains standing, but anybody who looks at him notices the trickles of blood coming off of his thigh.
Pratt begins
Um,
digging a hole with move.
Make a force check.
You got it.
I go over to Zeta first and foremost, and I plug a stim pack into you. You heal 5 wound.
Thank you.
What is Pratt attempting to do with move?
Bury the thing.
I also do the same with Odo if the stubborn ass will let me.
So as you come over, as you do come over to me, and I kind of see you starting to walk over, I do immediately point my gun, and I've got a real grimace look on my face. But you would kind of see that that's not really like malice towards you. It's more along the lines of like, I don't know what to trust right now, and I'm just kind of in survival mode.
Walking up to you, I push the gun aside, push your face away, and jam the needle into your leg.
Ah!
Five wound to you as well.
I look at you. You could have asked before you fucked me. Ah.
You are not a talker, Odo. And then I gently pat your face twice.
Pratt holds up 2 fingers.
Odo
you just say no?
doesn't see it. He just closes his eyes and just sits on the ground.
After a few minutes, he puts his fingers down and continues making a hole in the ground. It's not that important.
Okay, so are you burying the creature?
Yes, essentially.
All day.
It doesn't matter really how long it takes.
I need all of my force sensitives to make a roll.
Including me, or do I need to make another one?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Is this a time where I can opt not to?
You can opt not to, but okay.
Is
Zeta,
this-
do you choose to accept that as a success? You do not have to.
I know.
While that's going on, I as I'm sitting down, kind of letting my thigh rest and my leg rest, I look back at Ned. Any idea what fuckface was?
Well, if I wasn't, if I was not, how would you put it? Shitting myself the whole fight, I could have analyzed it, but I will do so now.
Wonderful. Ugh.
Zeta, please take 1 conflict.
Rest, but do not lapse your perception. Keep a lookout.
And for the record, I'm not requiring the flip of a destiny point. I don't think. No, it's only for dark side users using the light side that's a thing.
Yes.
That's right.
How do I do a conflict?
So
Write it down. We'll
we
deal
will
with it
adjust
later.
that.
Yeah, we'll deal with that at
Write
the
it
end of
down.
session.
Deal with it later.
Okay.
There should be a conflict section on the first page of your character sheet,
Zeta.
right near.
Cedric, might I ask what that roll was for? Because
Oh. I'm about to explain.
Okay, thank you. I will let you go then.
As you reach out through the force, you feel almost a lack. The force has been especially turbulent on Typhon, with the Jedi and Sith kind of creating a tidal force as light and dark war with each other. But around this creature shrinking, you feel a bubble of dark side energy focused around the emotion of fear. As it dies, that bubble shrinks, collapses, and finally pop. You feel wisps of dark side energy passing upwards through the treetops as this creature lets go of its connection to the force.
Zeta kind of looks up.
Kid, you all right?
Is that disconnection, is that on purpose, or is that simply because it's dying?
Because it's dead.
Okay.
To Odo, Zeta shakes her head.
I look up at the sky. What time would I think it is right now, Cedric?
You have about 2 hours before dawn.
Uh, Real quick, I would like to make some sort of check to kind of analyze this creature and maybe figure out what it is.
Knowledge xenology.
Oh,
3
Oh
red,
wow,
1 purple.
Um,
these rolls are so hard.
yeah, Cedric. Is there any way
Yeah.
to tell if this is what was causing the general's issues?
Ooh.
I didn't hear
Make an
anything.
intelligence roll, 2 purple.
An intelligence roll.
Can this is kind of uh pushing a little bit. I have microvision, which means I can add 1 blue to perception checks upon close examination. Can I closely examine it to maybe get some kind of insight on it?
Absolutely.
Cool. So it's gonna be xenology. It was 3 red, 1 purple, correct?
That is correct.
All right. I have no clue.
There are no records and no samples that you have match any database currently available.
Well, I will be taking a sample.
Perfect. You
Can
take a
I?
sample.
Yeah. Can I? Well, I mean, what kind of sample would it be?
What would you like to take? You could. There's an entire corpse there. You could take blood. You could take a paw. You could take the severed head. What would you like to take?
I want to take. First of all, I want to take a couple of pictures.
Mhm.
I want to take a blood sample,
Yep.
a tooth,
Rat would stop you there.
at a
The
tooth.
At the tooth.
Yeah.
No.
No worries. Record those in your inventory. We will address those at a later date. I'm gonna pee. If you guys want to RP for a second, feel free.
Cool.
Perfect time to do it when when I have my hand on a tooth and I have my foot about to pry it.
Yes, and so this is going to be a mechanics question here. Is there a check that is similar to like a D&D history check? Because I'm trying to see if I want to roll to see if Krat has dealt with literally anything dying in his recent missions. Because
Ah,
because
I
the
mean,
disconnection of the force would be problematic for him. Now,
that would 100% be a backstory and a DM question because
gotcha.
as far as like a check for that specifically, I would say that is completely backstory, not a roll.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I just
there really
yeah,
isn't a
go on.
role for something like that. When you say history, my automatic thought is like lore,
Lore,
um,
yeah, it
or
would be lore
education.
or like education. Education's more like arithmetic
Yeah.
or like things that you would learn in school.
Mm.
But
You know
like
what? How about I
lore,
roll a flat d20? Above.
personally, I would wait for Cedric to get back for that specific
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
Because
I'm back.
I would say that Krat has definitely seen death before. That would not be
Oh.
a stranger to him.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
as far as what happened there, that would definitely be a Cedric question.
Right,
100%.
but Krat is the type to where even if we were sent on a mission to like incapacitate this group of people, he would be the person to like medicate the enemy. You know, like
Mhm.
just because he doesn't want them to die, he just wants them to know that what they're doing is wrong. Cedric, you said you're back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, would there be something that I would need to roll to see if Krat had seen death in his recent missions? Because, like, you know, in D&D, we would kind of do like a history check for this. And I'm just trying to see how Krat would deal with the killing of an innocent creature and one of the creatures of the Force, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If Krat says
I would
innocent out
argue that a
loud,
vigilance check is needed. Because it's kind of like a how do you hold to your code, and does your code apply to all things, to only living things? I would say that would be a vigilance check, and I'm gonna say that this is gonna be a 3 purple check.
Gotcha.
Sorry, Jules, you had a question.
No, I was saying if Krat says this thing's innocent out loud, there's gonna be problems.
I second
So-
that notion, but I'm not going
I
there
don't
just
think he
yet.
says it. I don't think he says it.
So,
But he,
Krat-
regardless of this role, he is still making a grave for this thing.
you are making a grave. How would Krat feel about... Krat has felt dark side energy around this thing. This thing was using force energy in some way. It did attack, or was... Maybe it didn't attack you, but Odo definitely attacked it. How would Krat feel burying this creature?
So there is obvious dark side force attached to this thing, yes?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I think that Krat would still stop Ned at the tooth and say, just take what you need for your samples, but don't defile it. It is still of the Force.
With all due respect, it is dead. Taking a tooth, as far as an identification purpose, is just that. It is not defiling.
Okay.
And you see,
but
and you see
just
that
one, please.
you see that Ned has like his hand on a prominent tooth on this thing.
Yeah. Okay. Just one, please.
It would not have been more.
Thank you. And you know what? Much like how Ned felt like this back in the Jedi Council, to where it's like, you know what? This is why I respect this guy. That's how Krat feels right now. To where it's just like, you know what? I'm glad that he wasn't gonna just like take all these pieces of this little thing. He just wants one to identify it, and Krat can
Blood and
understand
teeth.
that. Yeah, but Krat can understand that.
Cool.
And so he
Yeah.
goes, please just take one so I may give it a proper burial. This is a dark side creature, and I don't know if it has ever seen respect.
As soon as you say dark side creature, Ned kind of looks at it with a little bit of disdain, and then kind of pries the tooth out a little more aggressively than he was originally intending. But they just kind of
Yeah.
like kind of stands up a little straighter at it, and then walks away from it.
Yeah, and I think it's fair to say that Krat has no idea what Ned does with these things, but at this point he kind of understands that like you take these for quote analyzing or
Yeah.
whatever. So Krat is gonna look at the group. Before I bury this, does anyone else need anything from it? Actually,
If
sorry,
you let me near that thing.
Sorry, 2 fingers up.
Odo,
Thomas
Odo,
forgets, but Krat is very adamant about
Odo,
consent.
Odo looks, and like he doesn't want to nod, but he knows he's dealing with a fucking child, so he nods.
Yeah. Okay, so same question. Does anyone else have anything they want to take from this creature?
Odo charges up Daisy, and just
Please
aims.
do not bring more violence to this.
Ned.
Yeah.
Force check. You can't say no.
Ah.
Zeta
Balls.
kind of glares at it and then
I
Put your
just
head
I
in
just
the
aim it
trigger.
at the beast. I don't say
Fine.
anything.
What force? What do you want? What do you want from me, force?
Force to Ned is an X he hasn't gotten over yet. What the fuck do you want from me?
Just seeing her
No,
in the
I
call
don't
is
have
like,
your shirt.
You get a distinct vision. And you need to reach inside this creature.
oh,
See, now is where Ned has to make a choice.
Everyone still hears
He-
Daisy humming.
He really doesn't want to follow this, but he also knows when like a gut feeling happens,
Hmm.
and if it's
If it
pushed
helps,
along, if it's
Ed,
pushed along by the bacteria in his cells,
if it
then
helps, Ned, it's a cry for help.
I feel like if it's that, then my antenna kind of perk up a little bit.
Hmm.
Uh, I would start walking up to the beast and ignite my lightsaber and start walking towards it.
Rat's gonna stand in between you.
I go to walk past you and go, "No, the Force said."
Is there the equivalent of a wisdom saving throw?
Uh,
I would argue it would probably be discipline, but let me look at the list of the skills.
Discipline is the one I would probably argue, so it would be a
Yeah.
discipline check
Yeah.
against. Yeah,
It would
I'd
just
say
be
discipline.
Would it be against himself? So like equal reds, equal purples.
Yeah, so two, whatever your discipline, the same amount of purple.
Or
Yeah.
reds. There you go.
Oh, the Force said? Oh, by all means.
Thank you. I proceed to tauntaun this thing,
I
and
feel like,
just
I feel like Ned has used that excuse before. Like,
Oh. 100%.
yeah.
As you do,
because
and
because
you split it open, the cry for help stops, and a slightly dissolved hand falls out, clutching Rakar.
Wait, what?
what the
What's
fuck? Um,
what's Ricard?
two things as it happened. Two things. One, he's 100% used this excuse before because Ned knows that he feels the Force. Every Jedi does. It's just he's a well-known skeptic, so that when Ned says the Force said so, he doesn't use that lightly, but it's mostly just to tell Krat, get out of the way, I know what I'm doing. Like,
Yeah, and Cratch just like, oh, thank God, Ned is coming to the light.
and then immediately I'm like, the Force sucks, I'm leaving.
Yeah, basically. And
um,
he's not smart enough to get that.
is it just a hand, Cedric?
It's the hand and the lightsaber you made.
Okay, but the hand is completely just a hand. There's no body attached to this hand.
There is parts of a forearm, but they are all slightly dissolved.
Okay, but what I'm asking is there any being attached to this thing, or can I pull on the arm?
You can pull on the arm. The thing could not digest an entire body.
Okay. If that's the case, I'm not touching the arm, but I will instead kind of, because I still don't know what this animal is. I'm going to I guess like take like a stick nearby and kind of move you said which saber was this?
Rakar, your
Uh
crossguard saber.
I gently move Rukar away from the stomach acid and kind of like gingerly touch it to see if it like dissolves anything.
It's perfectly intact.
I I guess I take out like some cloth and wipe down the blade or the hilt. And I go to ignite it.
It ignites. There's a small sputter, maybe some small acid damage, but the blade itself is serviceable. It ignites to. It ignites to a soft blue.
All right. Um, my insect face doesn't really display emotion very well, but you see my antenna and my demeanor kind of drop in a sad manner.
Odo,
Yes, sir.
seems like you found the thing that was eating what the general's troops were.
With that, I actually lay flat in the snow. And I say to everyone in the group, is everybody okay if I call General Fuckhead now?
Does that mean that General Fuckhead, to use your term, was in command of the Jedi who had this lightsaber?
Well, we can at least give him an update on what we found and what we killed.
This is true.
Um, Ned puts the hilt inside of his overrobe, uh, kneels down near where the guts have been spilled and where the arm is currently hanging out, and sits, and you see his eyes go black as he puts his head down.
Odo gets
Yes,
on the communicator and radios back to the general.
Takes a second, but then a few minutes later, you are greeted from a hologram of this four-armed man, two arms crossed over his chest, the other two crossed slightly higher, one holding a death stick. Mustachioed face looking out at you. Well, I didn't expect a call so soon.
We found your fucking ghost.
Kill you.
I whatever the interface of like showing on a hologram is, I aimed that interface towards the creature we just killed. I zoom in on the lightsaber and the arm that was just dissected from it.
The lightsaber is inside my robes.
Fair enough. I show the arm that was inside it. I turn it back to me.
There's
Yes, we fucking did.
I'm gonna have Geo roll a streetwise check.
Oh, god damn it.
Difficulty 2 purple.
I also would like to do something after Geo's done.
You think I would have a better streetwise. What's my difficulty again?
2 purple.
Yeah. Hey, I did it.
Alright. For the 2 threats, I'm gonna say that you don't notice what his hands are doing, but you do notice that his eyes widen very slightly, and the death stick droops in his fingers. He goes, well, that ain't good. You said it's dead?
Well, the kid chopped it in half, and I shot it as many times as I could. It's about as dead as we can make it.
Thank you kindly. Well, when you get back here, I'll have transport for you, but I don't see you coming back anytime soon, so keep on your wits.
Any chance you got a back to tank for us when we get back? I turn off the communicator. I don't let him finish.
Before you do that, Ned is standing over you and holds out his arm for the communicator.
Please hold, and I literally frisbee it to his hand.
Catch it. Look at the guy.
What can I do you for?
Where is the Jedi that was under your command?
Which one?
I go into my overrobe and I hold out the very unique saber.
Night Alabaki? They were supposed to be exploring the regions to the southwest.
regions to the southwest. What was located there?
Well, we didn't know. That's why they were on a scout mission.
And that was which area, Cedric?
The Southwest.
And where are we currently? Because we found this thing in the west, right?
The direct west, about 2 clicks away from camp.
The southwest. About how far? Southwest.
Well, they last reported back about a week and a half ago. Said they were making their way north.
Because Ned honestly doesn't.
Making their way north to what?
They were unspecific, and I generally don't ask many questions when it comes to the Jedi.
The fact that Krat can talk through Hollow Terminal is wild.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle. He's he's
Oh,
telling.
that is some
Telepathy does
powerful
not know many
shit.
bounds, and this creature doesn't really get it. Think of it like speech bubbles.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Or Pratt
After-
just talks to
Pratt
Ned
is
and
Wile E.
Ned relays
Coyote,
it.
just holds up a sign.
Yeah.
At this point, Ned would just say, "We will be in touch," and then I would throw the comm back, just not even hanging up, just to hopefully give this guy motion sickness. Just throws it back to Odo.
Odo would catch what he's doing and literally frisbee it up in the air, catch it again, turn it off.
Yeah, he pukes.
Right before you turn off, you just hear.
Odo starts to laugh and then he's like, "Oh shit! Don't make me laugh, damn it!"
That was not my intention. We are going further.
Twig, in
Hey,
case you have...
Pratt,
Yeah.
remember that thing to the northwest?
Yeah.
Still pinging.
Is it still northwest or is it north now?
It is still northwest, but more north than west.
Okay. I relay this information to everyone, of course, with a 2-finger ask before I give it to Otto.
At this point, like at every single time that you do it, I'm like, this was a horrible idea. Just stop
Yeah.
with the fingers.
He's not gonna stop with that.
Until Crack gets expressed like, "Okay, I am fine. Continue."
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, until we have like a serious like heart-to-heart talk
Oh.
about you saying like it is okay for you to talk to me. He will
Odo
continue to do that.
Odo regrets his purchase. Odo regrets everything.
I would hold out the lightsaber hilt, and explain to, I guess everyone, not so much to Krat, because I guess this would just look like the same thing to Krat.
The devil's
But
baby.
I
Why are
would,
you holding another tube?
This tube has lumps on it.
but I would hold out my saber hilt and Rukar, a crossguard lightsaber. I would hold out the two of them, and I would show near the right above where the pommel meets the bottom of the hilt, is a little inscription, which is just two fingers, or two like nail scrapes going down, and one scrape going horizontally, kind of just like a neutral face, like the two lines and then one straight line going perpendicular. But that is Ned's calling sign to his sabers. I explained to you that I have made 7 so far. Each of them have a name. This one is Rukar, the Defender. It is meant to disarm and end fights in a sort of like non lethal way.
This would probably be Krat's favorite lightsaber you've ever made, then.
Whereas Nadar, mine, is very purposeful and very technological. Tivok, has Krat ever met Balaz, Cedric?
Once, and I don't think it went well.
Gotcha, cool. So he wouldn't go into that, but he would just explain that Rukar is something that he made specifically for his friend Jedi Knight Alabaki.
Hmm.
And
Don't prove, but
if
Which could I have Zeta and Krat roll knowledge lore checks for me, please?
sure.
And I will send information along because I'm going to be coming up with some of this extemporaneously and adding it to my notes. But we'll see what people get.
Is it
This
is
will be
the
a
knowledge lore
2 difficulty, so 2 purple check.
it is just it's just lore.
Alright.
Yeah,
Krat's
Krat
got no idea.
refuses.
Zeta.
I don't know what's going
Krat
on.
literally refuses.
You know Jannar Alabaki. Jannar was a Zabrak who specialized in Suresu, a defensive form of lightsaber dueling, and specifically focused on ancient Jedi legends. They were a seeker, much like yourself, but their focus was not on items. Their focus was on information. They had come to Tython previously, and you had been privy to like some of the holocrons they'd shared, specifically detailing old Jedi legends and the founding of the Jedi Order. But that's about all you know about them. Is their specialty was ancient Jedi lore.
Interesting.
Ned, you would know this as well.
Yeah. As far as how deeply I know this man, that is for later. But he is a very close friend. And as Ned keeps talking and says Ned does fully believe that um, Alabaki could still be alive. Just because he lost an arm, that might not keep him down, but Ned still holds out hope.
Is there any way to dig further into the beast to find out if the body's in there?
I think
mean, you
Cedric
can
already
tear the beast
specified.
apart.
I think Cedric already specified it could not eat a whole body, but it definitely ate
It
like a
could not eat
full arm. Like,
It cannot eat a whole body. If it did eat a whole body, it would have been weeks. But I mean, if you want to make a survival check, this will be no, this will be a xenology check,
No,
and
it.
because
ooh,
this is
no,
Yeah.
keep going. I have a separate check that I would want to make.
It's
on
more
based
it's
on
more
this.
along the lines of like Odo doesn't really care, but Ned's his friend, and if he needs closure somehow, um, like
So because I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. It's going to be a very difficult xenology check to even guess at the digestion rate of this species, given that you don't really care and you don't know anything about it.
so I would back
Ooh.
off from that and instead refocus the group on our next move.
Cool.
Can I make a medicine check to because I know Zabrax. I feel like I would know Zabrax pretty common. I feel like I would know their genealogy pretty well and how resilient they are to toxins and acidity. Can I make a medicine check with some difficulty to?
Yeah, medicine check of 1 red and 2 purple, if you don't mind. 1 black because there's some small acid damage on the hand.
That's fine.
This arm was removed when Jannar was alive.
Okay. So I feel like as Odo's starting to bring up another briefing, Ned is kind of looking at the arm, kind of like pokes it a little bit and kind of investigates.
So there is no post-mortem coagulation, which means the arm was removed when blood was still flowing through it.
All right, guys. Look, Twig, I know you want to go after your friend, and I'm all in the mood to help you. But we need to think about this practically. me and Zeta, well, we're still in the ringer, even if those stem packs helped quite a bit. Honestly, here's my opinion. The general said that they're willing to give us transport, which means we can go back, get a vehicle, and then drive to the point that we need to go and check on your friend. Or give us 24 hours. Me and Zeta can rest up a little bit. You and Krat can watch the camp, I guess. And after that, we'll start making our way northwest. Those are our two options, at least the way I see it.
Ned looks to Zeta, the resident seeker.
Um, I'd say going back to camp and getting some med packs and such should be best, and we can travel via speeder and not have to walk through this whole goddamn forest.
Yeah, we may not get any kind of med packs. I asked if they had a bacta tank we could use, and that was a no-go.
I will fucking find something.
Now you're speaking my language.
They definitely have stim packs at a military base. Don't be silly.
I wasn't saying they don't, Twig. What I'm saying is, we ain't gonna just be able to ask nicely for them.
For now, I agree with Zeta. For now, we should rest. We have not gotten a full night's sleep. It is almost dawn. We should rest a bit more. I will stand guard, for I am not tired.
Sounds good. Alright, kid. Let's get some shut-eye. You and I have got the worst of it.
I just lean my head back against the tree and fall asleep.
What if anybody rolls a perception check and if anybody like really checks, Odo actually does not sleep for the remainder of the night. He's a little too he's a little too battle weary right now. He's like 95% sure he didn't do his job well because he should have seen this on his check.
If you're gonna do that, I'm gonna suggest take a full strain.
Yep, I'm okay with that. But like I said, he's after suffering 9 wound, he's just kind of like nothing's gonna fucking get me again.
I would also I want to talk to first of all, how are we doing like energy levels? Because it's 11, so
I'm good.
Honestly, I could go for another
Fine.
2 hours.
cool.
Yeah.
Jules,
I'm good.
Jules, how
for
you doing?
however long.
I got a bit left. Maybe
Cool.
30, 45 minutes.
All right. So I would want to have a little conversation with Krat
Oh, all right.
because
Pratt would
honestly,
currently be burying the animal.
I would assume that like when Zeta and Odo lay down, Ned and Krat are just still gonna be up because we did exert ourselves, but I mean we're trained Jedi. This isn't anything new.
Oh, dude,
So we just kind of
you have 1 strain. I have 0. I
Yeah.
literally didn't get a wound or a strain that entire time.
which honestly, Cedric, can I just remove this strain because I've had a chance to breathe?
In fact, since you guys are taking a few moments to rest, go ahead and roll. I believe it's. Hang on.
Yeah, double check. I'll look with you if you find it first. That's fine, but I'll look with you because I'm still fuzzy on
Which
the recovery.
I think Jabin, I am gonna take that power or that class skill I was talking about earlier, to where because I think that Krat is realizing that, like, and this is another reason why I wanted to make that roll earlier, to where it's like, has he seen this level of conflict in his missions earlier, to where it's like he's realizing that maybe he needs to, like, I mean, the word that I'm thinking of is strain. Like, he needs to strain himself more if he is going to protect his allies in the way that he wants to.
Mm.
So it's like, right as of right now, like, taking strain would be to do another action or whatever. but I think that being able to use more of the Force would be like, and I would imagine that he's kind of pondering that as he's burying this creature.
Cool.
I wish I could use
So
the Force more.
as Krat is having his moments, Ned definitely leaves him alone for like an hour or two.
Mm.
Just kind of watching the horizon, kind of every couple minutes, making just one quick little run around to check the perimeter. But eventually he kind of stops. I feel like this would be around when Krat figures out that he has the hole exactly the size that he needs it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then Ned would come over, take out a a little shovel, and start helping you like help you put the body in and start helping you bury, and then he would talk to you.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So where are we going?
As of right now, still northwest. More north than west.
My friend is to the south.
Hmm. I believe the Vergence is to the north.
Mm. This bothers Ned, but he is still a Jedi and he is on a mission. Uh, hmm.
Might I raise a solution?
I nod.
By coming here, we made an agreement earlier that we would come west and then north. Might we extend that agreement to we go west, then north, then south?
Alternatively, we could go back, get the transport, cut our travel time in half. North first for our actual mission, and then hoping that my friend is as tough as I believe them to be, then we go south.
As long as we end up more north and end up at the Vergence, I don't care what we do after. Much like you felt feeling your lightsaber.
Valid.
I
And then
feel that, yeah, I feel that your pull towards your lightsaber is quite similar to my pull to the Vergence.
Ned just stays silent. And
Imagine if you could ask your lightsaber questions.
you are not going to convert me, Harry One.
I don't think that there's any conversion happening right now. I simply say, I understand that you have your questions with the Force and your doubts with the Force. However, I bring up the simple point of if you could ask your lightsaber questions, would you?
Were my lightsaber a living being, then perhaps I did make them after all. And at that point, Z kind of splits around a little bit.
So, my friend, indulge me. Allow me to ask my lightsaber questions. Let us go north first. The transport is a great idea. It will get us there faster.
Transport, Vergence, which again, he's not against going to the Vergence. That is why we are here.
Yeah,
Um, but should we have time and not have to make a hot exit, we go look for my companion.
absolutely.
This lightsaber, and I take out the crossguard, would be lost without its wielder.
I feel like, in a weird sense, I think that, like, Crack kind of understands that like he's trying to, in the same way that he's relating his lightsaber analogy to you, he's trying to reverse it for himself.
And that was
and
Ned.
struggling.
That was Ned's intention as well.
Yeah, and I think he's kind of struggling with it, but in like he's kind of, I guess, for lack of a better like metagaming reference, like Naruto, to where like everyone has their specific jutsu, and so if that's tied to this person, they need it back. Like if they lost it, like they need their specific force back. So
Yes,
I think
they need their Force flavor back.
yeah, and that's why I think that Krat and Ned have had these types of conversations despite their religious differences, and but can always like respect each other's decisions, because in the other's mind, it's in Krat's mind it's always Ned is feeling the force and not realizing it, and in Ned's mind it's Krat's like, just feeling logic and not realizing it.
Krat is critically thinking for the first time in his
Yes,
life.
exactly. So I feel like it's this like, but it's also like a, we understand that we will not convince the other what, we won't convince each other that our belief is correct, but
Two
it's a
two
respect
stubborn
thing.
two stubborn aging men trying to convince each other of something.
Yeah, it's just respect. It's just respect
Yeah.
at that point.
Being a Jedi, it's wild.
It is.
I do want to
Cool.
make a point really quick that since Odo did not sleep the entire night, he is just intentionally brain dead from listening to the discussion between philosophy and science the rest of the night.
Now, I also feel like you should know this. You only hear
Yes,
Ned talking.
but I still know the other dude is talking, and I know what it's about at this
It's
point.
like Oda was like piecing things together and like imagining what Krat is saying in his mind and getting like pissed off.
Now, now I'm just imagining what Odo thinks Krat's saying, like in like
Yeah.
Odo's voice.
Yeah, it's like Oda just
Honestly,
thinks
I
he's
feel
just
like
saying
that's
some
worse.
dumb bullshit.
Oh God, I'll type that out later.
Yeah, I
It's
feel like
like
that's
it's
even
like
worse.
I don't know what he's saying, but I know it's some dumb shit.
Pretty much. Look at me, I'm Krat. I think I'm all spooky or whatever because I talk in people's heads. Dear, dear, dear.
I'm big and heavy, and my mouth is stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright.
Just all kinds of shit.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what is our consensus? Where are we going once the party reconvenes?
Head back to camp, get a ship, and steal supplies.
Yeah, I think for the transport.
Ned fully like in environments like this, I feel like it's flipped as far as like city stuff goes. When it's the city stuff, Zeta trusts Ned. When it's forest and nature shit, I trust Zeta.
Okay.
We have our biomes and we stick to it.
Fair enough.
It's all the same
And
to
when it's
Krat.
life or
It's
death,
all the
you
Force.
trust Odo.
Well, when we need something dead, we break Odo out of prison, and then we.
Pretty much.
I will be right back. Continue on. Just fill me in when I get back.
So, Zeta is breaking down the camp. Odo, I assume, is helping. Krat, what would you be doing at this juncture?
This is the morning, correct?
Correct. You are starting to see light begin to pour through, but the dark is still prevalent. You simply see more rays of light shining down and a sense of ambient glow coming through the treetops.
I imagine that Krat would be, since he's, he would be a little bit of help to Odo with the heavier things, so we have to pack up. But I would imagine that Krat is, in a way, doing like breakfast. Like we may not have eggs, but I imagine him just using like his real slight points and move to like just bring eggs over and like crack them on a pan.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
Uh,
like he's more
What
just
does
like
Paul's cuisine look like? Because you don't have mandibles. You just have a straw.
Scrambled eggs. Slurp them up.
I think if it were eggs, Krat would understand that all the races eat differently. So Krat would just warm his eggs up just enough to where it's still liquid but edible. so, so he has like a little bowl. But for everyone else, he would just ask like, "How do you like them?"
Odo, the thing is, you see Odo beginning to like eat rations for the morning. Like he has his own like military rations, and then he smells the eggs. It just kind of looks at you with this shock and awe look, and he's like, "Is that eggs?"
Indeed. The thing when we murdered it gave birth to many eggs.
You're cooking the thing we killed's eggs.
No, that was a joke. These are normal eggs.
Fucking hell, Krat, I was about to call you hardcore as shit.
I don't think in your mind I would ever be hardcore.
No, which is why it was weird. Now give me 2 of those eggs.
Of course. I think that Krat would make them like, a bit like over hard for Odo. It's just just he's assuming that's how you would want them.
Scrambled, and that's like just so I could just gulp them down as quickly as possible.
Yep.
No worries.
I don't know what's happening, but Ned definitely takes one raw egg and eats it raw.
You fucker.
You are fucking disgusting.
It's kind of like I use one finger to break open the top and then use my little mandible to just.
Oh god.
Actually, you know what? As soon as he does that, Krat like subtly raises 2 fingers to Odo.
Odo immediately regrets it, and he does this hand motion of like, go ahead.
I think it's fucking disgusting when he does that.
Odo spits out part of the egg he was eating and falls over. He just starts laughing. For once, you and I agree.
I'm glad.
This is not new to anyone, but it's definitely hideous every time it happens.
Absolutely.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
I have seen some
as
horrible things in my life. You eating eggs is one of them.
As an insectoid, I only eat like once a day, but when I do, it is not enjoyable to watch.
It is horrific. Yeah.
Yes.
It is everyone's problem. You cannot avoid looking at it.
With what Zeta just said, would Krat have noticed that you didn't sleep well?
I mean,
Like, are you showing it outwardly? I guess is my question.
I don't have hair, so it's not like tousled, but I've got that kind of look. And I'm definitely like way too quiet.
Gotcha. I think Krat would extend this to both Odo and Ned, towards. I noticed Zeta is a bit tired, as in she didn't sleep well. I am going to say something to her. Would you like to join?
Odo finishes his eggs. And he knows what battle fatigue looks like, and he just kind of assumes that's what this is. The kid'll be all right. And he finishes packing.
Ned just responds with, "She will be right," and keeps doing what he's doing.
This is when we find out Ned's Australian.
I
It's
must
gonna
tell you,
take
but
you-
the translator is so flat with no accent you never
Yeah.
notice.
She'll be right.
She will be right.
It's gonna take you approximately 2.5 hours to get back to the Firebase Echo. It's a lot easier travel in the light, The dark kind of slowed your pace because you had to avoid routes, find alternate pathways. In the light, it's a little bit easier, and as you continue towards Firebase Echo, the light becomes more prominent, making it passage even easier.
I walk right up to the general.
Could I have everyone roll a perception check as you get to Firebase Echo first?
Am
This
I-
never ends
Am
well.
I looking? Am I looking really closely at it?
I'm gonna say you can get a blue from your microvision, and this is gonna be a 2 purple check.
Oh,
What the
oh
fuck?
God.
Holy
Jesus,
Ned
Ned.
is fucking.
Good God, the blue
Listen,
didn't even do anything.
Listen, his friend is hurt. He needs to get back to him as soon as possible.
Jesus,
guess.
Ned.
So everyone
Ned
else
is on
doesn't
it.
pick up on these, but Ned, you see several things. You're
What?
going to see
What do
a
you see with
small
your
group-
compound eyes?
you're going to see a small group of bounty hunters, specialty special ops forces gathered around a fire. You're going to see a lone Jedi drinking tea. And finally, you're going to see several groups of troopers recuperating from injuries. Their arms set in slings, bandages wrapped around their heads, not sitting in back to tanks where there should be, and medics visiting them where they sit.
As soon as we cross the threshold, I feel like honestly, no, that perception check even further insinuates that I'm Sherlock Holmes. So as soon as we cross the threshold, I walk forward, take a quick like left to right scan, and I point out all three of those things in quick succession, making every single thing like identifying every single thing on them and doing it very fast. And as I do so, I look back at the three, and I go, "I'll take the Jedi," and walk.
I guess I'll talk to the troops. And I start going towards them.
All right. So there is still a group of bounty hunters, if anyone would like to greet them, or you can proceed directly to the general.
Actually, I take that back. I would head straight to the general because I'm demanding our car.
Okay.
As Ned goes to walk towards the Jedi, he stops. Do I recognize the Jedi?
You do not recognize the Jedi.
I look
They
at Krat.
are
I look at Krat. You take the Jedi, and then I start walking towards the troops.
Brat, if you would like to evaluate the person, can.
I mean, that is just Ned. They can do whatever the fuck they want to. That's just Ned saying stuff.
Zeta goes to the general. So we're gonna split this into three sections. We're gonna do the
Hang on,
general first.
I think Thomas is having issues.
Yes. Thomas? You're muted, Thomas.
He just did that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hang on. I see typing. Okay. Why don't I handle Zeta and Odo for
That's
the
fine.
moment? If that's okay
Sure.
with everyone.
Yeah, that's fine.
For sure.
So,
All right.
I
So,
go ahead.
Zeta, Odo, you head towards General Valhunt, and you see the Dewooten and the Basilisk. Not this time they're reclining in seats, looking over similar maps. You've seen a couple of the pieces move forward and back, but the position looks overall the same. The Basilisk Valhunt is not smoking his death stick right now. The Dewooten here just leaning over the maps, and as you walk in, the Dewooten looks up and goes. The Dewooten says nothing, but Valhunt notices and says,
Huh. Made your way back, I see.
Give me the damn keys to the vehicle, you owe me.
I don't recall telling you I owe you a vehicle, but if you feel you're entitled to such, I'd be willing to take that into consideration.
We killed your
You promised
fucking
us
ghost.
transportation.
We killed your fucking ghost. And you promised transportation.
Oh, well, I did say transportation. I did not say vehicle.
Daisy's never left my hand, and you just hear the charge cylinder. Think carefully now. You're not the first commander I've had.
Well, I'm more than happy to give you something to speed you on your way, but it's gonna be less technological and more biological.
You're giving us fucking
What?
horses.
Well, they ain't horses, that's for damn sure.
What is it?
The general just smiles, looks at the Dewooten, says,
Hank, get the blurgs.
Can I roll a genealogy check to see if I know what those are?
"Yep, one purple."
What in Sam hell is a blurg?
I hate my life. I don't have anything for genealogy.
Fucking thing from the Cedric pirate campaign where Maya screamed out blarg to a stupid blarg.
Well, that's all they were saying, man. I was trying to communicate. All right, I guess I'm just gonna be on mobile from now on.
I guess so. So yeah, you're aware of the Ryloth lizards. You don't like them. They're ornery as fuck, but they'll get you where you need to go.
You're shitting me. You're giving us
Hey,
fucking 3 tons of fat and calling that even after what we just killed for you.
I'm sorry. Have you seen the forest, and do you think I can take a speeder through something that might crash 3/4 of the way there? Ain't no way, no how. These things are more reliable than a speeder on Tython. Trust me.
I look back at Zeta. I look back at General Valhunt. And I go, "You know something? You're right. I apologize for my rudeness. These creatures will serve us better. Thank you for your hospitality." I depower Daisy. I look back at Zeta. "Come on, kid. Let's go meet our 5 tons of shit." And we walk outside.
All right. You
As
have now secured transport.
as
Let's go
as
to Nick.
as
Oh, no.
Zeta as we walk outside, I kind of uh I kind of turn my body to kind of face Zeta to where we can talk on our own. "Hey kid, you think you can move through this camp unknowingly or even maybe not be seen?"
Hold on. I cannot remember.
Krat like slowly leans in. Just so you know, I cannot.
The
It
fact
is
that you
not
do
a main skill
slowly.
of mine.
Slowly leans away.
all right.
Zeta kind of smirks. I mean, I can try.
What if I were to make a big old scene for you? You think you could find something?
Probably.
All right. Look, these creatures they're all right, but they ain't gonna get us fast nowhere. But they'll allow us to rest up. What we really need is some other supplies before we get out of here. So I'll tell you what. I'm gonna I'm gonna make these creatures dance a little bit and try to get Daisy to work with them well. How about you go talk with Ned and see if you can't wrangle up some stuff from our good friend General Valhunt here.
Now, when Krat says that I cannot, I imagine it's like one of those anime like, did you know that Krats cannot stealth?
That's exactly what I was.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
definitely like leans in, like his image just comes in. It's just, I will be of no help, and then leave.
Yep. So,
Rat
Ned,
facts.
you are gonna go talk to the soldiers.
Yeah.
So you see them gathered around a plasma lantern, soaking in some of the warmth. One of them cradling a broken arm, the other with head wraps, eating a little bowl of soup, and one final one just stretched out on a log, leg propped up, uh, lying with one arm, one hand against his forehead, one leg propped up, the rest of him just kind of snoozing.
I walk up with my Jedi robes hunched over with my little droid just kind of slowly bobbing next to me. Walk up older Asian man style with my hands behind my back hunched over.
Mm-hmm.
Walk over to them and go, "What is the damage, gentlemen?"
Oh, excuse us, Commander. Ah,
No, no,
Sorry
no,
about
no, no, no. I hold my hand up and I just, like, at ease.
oh, appreciate that. So Jones over there has broken leg. Um, Michael's over here has a concussion, and I've got the broken arm. So I'm
What,
not sure what
what
else to
did
tell you.
what did this to you?
Oh, we were on a scouting mission past No Man Land, and we all got caught in a mortar fire. But honestly, we got off the better of it. I watched Sanders get turned to fucking pudding. That was terrifying.
Hmm. Unfortunate to lose a comrade. You have my
Oh, boy.
condolences.
I appreciate that, Commander. Ah, what brings you to the front lines? Mm,
I am
tender.
we are here on official Jedi business. None of your concern. Did you come with a commander such as myself?
No, we're a 31st Division assigned to General Valhunt. Not that he really cares much.
Hmm. Unfortunate, but understandable. He
Yeah.
is quite, how do you say, and then I lean in and turn the volume down on my translator, a douche, and turn it back up and talk normally.
You got that right. Doesn't care about casualty numbers, just cares about results. And right now, the result is a lot of casualties.
I enjoy your macabre sense of humor.
That's right.
Face thoroughly unmoving.
Well, you gotta have some type of humor, and before you got the gallows, you might as well have gallows humor.
Uh, and then I want to go around and then just provide very basic medical attention. If I fail, it's just I look at the injury and say it's above my pay grade and just move to the next one.
Yep.
But
So you provide basic medical care, and could you go ahead and make a? I don't think this would be a charm check. Maybe. Could I ask you to make a skullduggery check?
oh,
Difficulty
sure.
of 2.
For what might I ask?
So you're kind of passively gathering information through a non-traditional means. So consider this like an unintentional intelligence gathering mission.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take skullduggery, sure.
With that advantage, uh, Valhunt seems like a real dick, and he doesn't seem to be getting anywhere with his current tactics.
Hmm. I imagine that advantage is literally just like me asking how the mission went. Turned into pudding. What did it? Like, why were
Exactly.
you sent there? No results. Shocker.
Yeah. So you
Um,
gather that morale is at an all-time low in the camp.
Gotcha. Well then at that point, I have a 1 present, so it does basically nothing. But I just, after providing very basic medical attention, I just tell them to keep their chin up and I move along.
Yeah. Hey, at least someone noticed their plight, so that's a good thing for them.
I,
Pratt,
that's why
what are you doing?
that's why I quit while I was ahead.
Yep. What's Krat doing?
I feel like Krat isn't really doing much. Like he's agreed to come back here simply to get the transport to go north. So
Okay.
I think that he just kind of be like watching all this happen.
Zeta and Odo, you have the blurgs. Now you want to get supplies, correct?
So I told Zeta to go find Ned to help wrangle up some supplies while I make a real big ass fuss about these fucking blurgs.
What kind of fuss are you making?
So Odo is not blind to troops, morale and stuff like that. He doesn't need to do what Ned does and ask how it's going. He's been on enough battlefields at this point. He sees that what's going on is bullshit. So he kind of looks around and sees what's going on. He sees the blurgs and he sees this kind of shit. He looks at a bunch of the troops and he goes, "Y'all fucking tired of this? Y'all fucking sick of this bastard General Val cunt treating you like fucking trash?"
I mean, you know what? Make a negotiation check with 3 blue, and difficulty is going to be 2 purple, 1 black.
3 blue, 2 red, or 2 purple.
2 purple and 1 black, please.
We're about to lose Jules, so we need to go ahead and.
Yep, we're gonna call it just after this.
Okay.
This is not the direction I envisioned the night taking.
So failure is actually what I wanted right there because I actually don't want them to help me.
Oh.
Okay.
So what I do with the 2 advantages, because I'm assuming I'm not really getting through, and I'm going, my God, he's pussy whipped all of you motherfuckers that bad? Jesus Christ, no wonder all y'all are losing this fucking planet. And then I look back at the tent and go, "Hey, General Val cunt, this is all you're fucking doing, you fucking piece of trash." And I just make the biggest fucking scene, and I look at the troops. I insult the troops not because of the job they're doing, but because they're taking this shit from Valhunt. And I keep yelling at Valhunt through the thing, going, "This is your fucking fault, you piece of shit." And I turn back to the troops. "You guys should revolt against this motherfucker. This guy doesn't give a fuck about you. He doesn't give a fuck about this planet. He's not gonna give a damn if you live or not."
Krat says, perhaps you could make them sign a petition.
"Good idea, Krat. You all should sign a fucking petition and then shove it straight sideways up General Val Cunt's ass."
He couldn't read it if it was in his anal cavity.
"Good point. Make him read it first, tell him he's a fucking pussy, and then shove it straight sideways up his ass."
I am okay with this.
Perfect. Even the fucking pacifist is in agreement with me.
Okay, with the distraction, you're gonna get 5 stim packs, set of bandages, and enough food to last you for a week.
But
All right.
And I highly suggest you take the blurgs and run.
I'll keep track of the stim packs if you don't mind.
That's
Yeah, it works
perfect.
for me.
We're gonna need some more before we make our new location.
But yeah, I got the stim packs. I'll write down bandages and rations. That's fine.
So as I'm guessing we
So
all get on our
I highly
blurgs.
suggest taking the blurgs and running.
As
Can I also just real quick, as this distraction is going on, don't want to take up more time, Cedric. How is the Jedi reacting to all this?
The Jedi looks at everything and just calmly steps away from the rest of the troops.
As he does that, as me and Zeta are moving out through the camp, can I just toss a comm at him? A comm that's linked directly to my antenna.
As you toss it, you watch as it stops in midair and then shoots into the Jedi's hands, disappearing into the sleeve of their robe.
I say nothing more.
And we go.
as we
I
That
tell
is
Krat.
the end of the session.
as we
I
get
tell
on our
Krat, let's go.
as we get on our
Brad is
blurgs,
so jealous that he
we
got
write-
it more than like 10 feet away from him.
as we get on our blurgs and right away, I literally scream at the top of my lungs, "Valcott, you pussy!" And we right away.
Right away
And
so
as
slowly
the-
on these blurgs.
Exactly.
Nah, blurgs are
Blurgs
quick.
are fast, actually.
What? Okay, so what are blurgs again?
They're the
You
Mandalorian
remember
things.
Mandalorian episode 1?
Oh, those two-leg little munchkin things.
Yep.
Oh, oh dear God. That's
The only one
horrific.
lagging behind, yep, that's a blurg. The only one lagging
Oh.
behind is Kratz because it's not used to carrying something that heavy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I feel like Krat and Odo.
I'm about to say,
Alright,
Odo's
heavy
300
jump into
pounds.
it, like,
Odo is
telling him that
mostly
it's beautiful.
cartilage.
That's fair.
You are a creature of the Force. Don't let anyone tell you that your horrific teeth are ugly. Basically, yeah.
How much XP
Wow.
did we get for the session, Cedric?
This is the end of the session, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, how much XP did we
XP.
get?
Oh, this time you all got 30 XP.
Yay!
Oh my.
Because
We did-
you got 10 XP for every round of combat you lasted against that thing.
Jesus.
That's
Alright.
fair.
I'm gonna go
Fucking
ahead and
took
stop.
it like, for the most part, like we took it down pretty easily.
Speak for yourself.
did.
That thing took a
It just
bite out of me.
hurt.
Believe me, if I wasn't afraid the entire fight, I could have been a lot more use.
I know. Yeah. All right.
You're basically fighting it 3v1 when
I-
it could have been 4v1.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop the
Like,
recording
GM
now.
part
Getting
of
the
me
Force
wa-
is my
like-
ally.
The friend in me wants to reveal more information, but actually discovering what those things are is part of the campaign, so...
Yeah, no, tell us nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording now.
Yeah, for sure.
Sweet.